What's going on, my peoples? It's your boy, Mr. OBF, back one time. Pick your mind. Welcome to the OBF the Network, people. Make sure you guys hit the like button and hit the like button and hit the subscribe button so you guys get the live streams when we go live, people. All right, excuse me, man. Listen, y'all hear me sniffling and shit, man. My allergies is acting up bad today, so I'm a little off. But anyway, Officer Tatum. Coonery is on another level, on next level. This shit I seen. Shout out to my little brother LT for sending me this clip. Sending me this, and we just gonna get right into it, people. We probably don't do this whole thing because this shit is like an hour. It's almost basically it's 2 hours, 2 hours of coonery for me, and so we ain't gonna be able to do the whole 2 hours, but let's just get through as much as we can get through this painful shit. This shit is painful too, just to see. But let's get it in.
They sound ready. All right, let's go.
Hi, I'm Officer Tatum, and I'm the host of the Officer Tatum Show, and I'm surrounded by black liberals. My first surrounded claim is Trump and Republicans are better for the black community than Democrats.
If you'd like to be the first debater, get to that chair in 3, 2.
Time up. John Walker. Listen, hey man, I try to stay out of people's personal business, like certain shit like that. Like that's some personal shit. You know, from my understanding, from what I do know, is he admitted that it's true, but his excuse of, I guess the reason I don't know is that the young lady is trying to extort him. I mean, are you shocked that she tried to do that and you was doing this shit most likely on the DL? So I mean, I don't know, bro. Like, I try to stay out of people's personal business like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, some scandals and shit like that. Like, he looks hypocritical. Like, you know what I mean? But listen, I always say this about people that we put on pedestals, right? You have to really understand that no one's perfect. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers got shit in their background or they doing shit that you don't know nothing about behind closed doors. You just don't know. So I keep my level of respect for certain people to a certain level. Like, you get what I mean? I'm not shocked about anything that somebody get caught up in a type of scandal like this or any scandal. I don't get shocked by it, but it does look hypocritical. Right? It does look hypocritical. It does look like some fuck shit. I mean, you know, shit don't look good. I just put it that way. Allegedly, the situation, but you know, hey man, listen, man. Like, it shouldn't shock people. That's my thing. It shouldn't shock you. You should be a little probably so. I just think people need to be a lot more careful about how they present themselves, right? Like, it's not, God damn it, come on, man, don't make me have to light an incense. I let this nigga out to go there and fucking bring that in here. But you have to be very careful of how you present yourself. Of like, you just goody good two shoes type motherfucker, right? Like, everybody got bullshit with them. Everybody got personal shit that they don't want out. I don't give a fuck who you are. Me, myself, like, come on, man. But, you know, this whole notion people walk around thinking they better than everybody and how they present themselves, like, it's weird to me. You know what I mean? But everybody got skeletons in their closet. So that's why I like bringing it up. I really don't. I put it this way. I really don't care about it, right? Because that's that man's own personal shit, right? That still doesn't, for me, still does not take away from what he he tries to do for the black community in his own way, right? So that's some personal shit he got to deal with his God and his wife and his family. Like, that's some shit he got to deal with. Like, you get what I mean? As long as your shit don't affect what you trying to do for the community. Now, it do take a little bit of your credibility away. So, you know, I mean, hey, man, to each his own, man. Each his own, man. All I can say, I ain't shocked about it. That's it.
One.
Naima, nice to meet you.
Naima,
Yeah.
nice to meet you as well.
Before I do my rebuttal, I would just like to know why you think.
Well, there's a myriad of reasons. I think that conservative policies are more beneficial to the black community, is more beneficial to America, which black people are part of America. And I think that policies like limiting immigration or illegal immigration.
Oh, first of all, for you even to say like black people is a part of America, for you have to say that, that lets me know you on some bullshit. But anyway, let's move on.
Conservative policies are more beneficial to the black community, is more beneficial to America, which black people are part of America. And I think that policies like limiting immigration or illegal immigration, getting illegal immigrants out of this country, lowering taxes, all benefit black people as a whole. Religious freedom, you name it, every single policy that I can think about that Republicans have implemented, that they stand for, the values they stand for are all better off for black people than Democrats could ever dream.
First of all, no, it's not. Because their so-called religion is built in white supremacy. And okay, you kick all the immigrants out. No problem, John. You kick all the immigrants out, then what? What? You gonna try to get black people? He tried this shit already. Kicking all the immigrants out does not help, does not make black people go work on farms. I don't know what these niggas be. Listen. It's that slave mentality bullshit. So that shit don't work. You kicking immigrants out don't benefit black people. I don't see how that does. Like, I'd rather for our people, our young folks to go to school and educate themselves in technology. Instead of, you know, they got to go work on a goddamn farm. I ain't saying there's nothing wrong with working on the farm. If you own the farm, or is this a family business? I get it. Right? Because you got to learn hard work from somewhere, right? So, yeah. But we don't got to go, we ain't got to kick all the immigrants out to get those jobs, and they barely pay those people anyway. They pay them people crumbs. That's labor work. And they pay them crumbs. Get the fuck out of here. People, do you know in certain states that just doing regular labor in warehouses and shit like that, they only paying people $9 an hour, some $7, depends what state you in. Man, get the fuck out of here, bro. Listen, and imagine what they paying immigrants on these farms. $3 an hour. Like, come on, bro. We're not doing that. So, no, it doesn't benefit black people, honestly. You kick all the immigrants out, what the fuck that mean? Don't mean shit.
How have you okay. But first of all, religious freedom is not just a Republican policy. I just want that's just in the Constitution.
Far more freedom, believing in freedom of religion than Democrats could ever dream of.
Because that shit is not freedom of religion. Listen, first of all, people, listen. You could in this country, you could believe in anything you want. Oh, I'm sorry, no, you can't. If you believe like a lot of Muslims in this country, oh my God, this dude is a liar. People, they are a liar. He's a liar. They want everybody to have Christian values, Christian religion. Any other race of people that got different religion, they want you to comply to white America Christian religion, which is evangelicals, white evangelical Christianity. That's all that is. And like I said, you can't push religion on nobody, especially that white evangelical Christian bullshit on anybody when probably half of y'all don't even live by the Bible anyway. They pick and choose shit out of the religion, out of Christianity. What they want to buy by or tell everybody else what they got to buy by. That's full of shit. And first of all, nobody's telling nobody you can't believe in your religious have religious rights and can't believe in what you want to believe in. Believe in whatever the fuck you want to believe in. That's just all scaremongering shit. That's all to brainwash people to believe in Christianity. White evangelical Christianity. It's all that is. Believe in their religion and their God. That's what conservatives is talking about. That's not freedom of religion. It's bullshit. The problem with these right-wing Christians, so-called Christians, they don't understand you don't push your fucking religion on people. This shit shouldn't be a part of laws and shit. Because society is different from your insight or your religious rights. You can believe that shit all you want, but everybody out in everybody out in society is different from your religious shit. Everybody don't have to live under those rules, and that's what they're trying to do. It ain't no such thing. He's lying. They do not believe in freedom of religion. They are lying. I mean, he is blatantly, literally lying. Then like I said, this is how you know it's hypocritical, right? Oh, he's lying. He's trying to say, he said that the Republicans push religious rights more than Democrats. Bullshit. That's bullshit. In the Democrat Party, you have all types of different people from different backgrounds of religion. It ain't all the same religion. That is the party of freedom of religion, not a party that only push Christian nationalist bullshit. Mind you, these are the same people that tell you the country was built on Christianity, which is a lie. So they don't believe in freedom of religion. It's a lie. Let's move on.
Better off for black people than Democrats could ever dream of.
How have you okay. First of all, religious freedom is not just a Republican policy. I just want that's just in the Constitution. Far more freedom, believing in freedom of religion than Democrats could ever dream of.
Lies.
I don't want to harp on that. That's in the Constitution. That's just not true. But
every single aspect of life.
But I just want to focus on which one of Trump's policies specifically has been designed to help the Black community.
Well, First Step Back has been designed to reverse the effects of over-policing.
First of all, like I said, I'm not giving Donald Trump credit for that. That was a Barack Obama Democratic joint measure with Republicans, and Republicans still didn't sign. They didn't pass the policy. They didn't vote on the policy. They didn't have it. The Democrats didn't have enough vote. They went against Barack Obama. Okay? These were the same Republicans that they talking now of Trump did all this good shit for criminals. Right? Or people that got time. And it was extreme. Drug charges. Barack Obama wanted to push this first. It was his shit. The people that went to Trump, he only did it because he wanted to say that he did something for the Black community. He didn't genuinely give a fuck about that shit. This shit was a photo op. It wasn't his shit. I'm not giving Trump credit for that. I'm not giving him credit for that. It was Barack Obama shit. I'm not giving them credit for that. Because if Republicans really gave a fuck about the first act, it got passed under Obama. But it didn't. They didn't want to pass anything to make Democrats look good or Barack Obama look good. That's all it was about. So it wasn't about black people they actually gave a fuck about. Even when they passed this book, I ain't gonna say bullshit, even though when they passed this bill, they didn't do it. It wasn't genuine. They didn't give a fuck. They did it to say, look, see what we did? It wasn't y'all shit. I'm not giving credit to Republicans for that. I'm not giving credit to Trump for that. You stole some shit. Let's move on.
From the past.
He has done that.
The First Step Act, yes, it was.
Okay.
To allow for people who were incarcerated with sentencing for drug dealing
Right.
and less violent crimes for them to have some relief. My uncle got out on the First Step Act.
Okay.
Urban revitalization.
Yeah.
Injecting money into these inner city communities. Permanent funding for HBCUs, which Barack Obama never did.
First of all, people, that is a lie. There is no such thing of permanent funds for the HBCUs. It's a lie. That is a lie. They come every year to get the president to make sure the money comes. It's just a blatant lie. And why should black colleges have to make sure a policy or something like that be a permanent? It's a college, but it's all black college. And that should let you know racism still exists. Why do which we know when black people have black people shit, that means everybody is invited. So it's no such thing of only black college. It's no such thing of that. It's Latinos, white people can go to these schools. There's no discrimination of anybody. It's just majority black. And the shit was built back in the day from Civil Rights era. That's the only reason for this. But that lets you know racism still exists. But the one thing they always try to reverse racism on us of why y'all got an all-black college. Listen, first of all, you can go to this all-black college, which is no such thing as an all-black college. No such thing. It's Latinos go there, Chinese people go there, white people go to these historic so-called all-black colleges. So it's not an all-black college. It's just a majority of black people go to these colleges. That's it. And it was created to fight against other colleges that wasn't allowing black people to get into these colleges, get into some of those colleges. That's all it was. But, you let them tell it, they know the history of all black, why shit is called all black college or HBCUs. They know. But there's no such thing of permanent funding. Every year, the HBCU organization of black people that's ahead of a lot of this shit, they all got to go there to the president to get money. Every year. It's a lie. He didn't make it permanent. That's bullshit. First of all, to make that shit permanent like that, it has to go through Congress. It didn't go through Congress. So he's a liar. It's not true. And mind you, I did my research, so I know what I'm saying is a fact. So I know Brandon Tatum is a fucking liar. No such thing. It's not permanent. They gonna receive that money every year. No, they don't. Fuck out of here. It's a lie. They gotta go up there and chuck and jive and tap dance to every goddamn president to get that money. Fuck out of here. He's a liar.
Donald Trump implemented.
Okay.
I mean, I can go down the list.
Yeah,
and I think that lowering taxes and all the other benefits that Americans get is
First of all, he did not lower any taxes. I don't know about y'all, but every time listen, I work 3 days a week, right? That's my normal shit. I receive $700 a week, right? if I work if I work outside of that, like I work 4 to 5 to 6 days after that, just say I work 7 days, but 3 days out of that, 4 days out of that 3. Do you know they tax the shit out? It seemed like I didn't really. It seemed like I work these extra days and work harder for nothing. I don't. The taxes fuck me up every time. So no, it does not. He did not do tax cuts for for low income people. It's bullshit. It's all lies, man. Like I said, all you gotta do is look at your paychecks. And you will see, I don't give a fuck what occupation you're in. Your taxes hasn't got lowered. The shit might have went up. It depends how many hours you work. I know that for me for a fact. The more hours I work, the more taxes they take. So no, didn't lower taxes for me. Honestly, I can say that for me. I can't speak for everybody else, but I know for me, it didn't. Let's move on.
So it's funny because I've watched some of your videos, I've heard these talking points before, and I actually looked into all of these, and there's not a ton of quantitative impact on how those have actually affected just the Black community. But let's talk about the Republican Party and Trump and his policies as a whole. Do you think that Trump reposting a video in which one of his supporters screams white power was beneficial to the Black community?
I'm not familiar with some video that he posted.
Well, I mean, you should be.
Let's talk about Democrat policy.
You should be.
Let's talk about
Let's see how you skip past that. To change the narrative, let's skip past that. Because you should know about that. That's your man's, right? And he's going to come up and say how he knows Trump ain't a racist and all this other shit. But why do you don't know all these posts? See, the problem is with people like Brandon Tatum, you keep trying to justify racist people by saying because you know them. Don't mean shit. It's a lot of racist white people that know Black people. It's like some Black people know some racist people, some racist white people. Would that matter? The thing is, they still racist. Now, I wouldn't befriend a racist, but I'm just saying, I know of racist white people that I used to be friends with. Well, I ain't know they was racist, but come to find out they racist. Right? That happens. But this man is literally sitting here saying, I know Donald Trump, which he literally, you know of him. You met him. You don't know Donald Trump. That's like any of us. You ask any of us, do we know Donald Trump? We don't know him personally, but we know of him. But let's move on.
No, see, no, now you're obfuscating. You are the one who has the burden.
It says right here.
I'm sorry. I do not want to be interrupted.
It says right here
I do not want to be
that
interrupted.
Trump and Republicans are better than the Democrat policy.
So the burden of proof is on you. Yes. No, this is how a debate works. You've made a claim that you have to substantiate, and you have yet to do that.
I am wrong. So how are you correct in that Democrat policies are better than Republican policies?
Well, actually, do you want to know my personal belief?
No,
is that
when she started off, she asked him. So, like she said, she put the proof on him to explain what he's saying. He flips it now to ask her, well, how does the Democrats get? You never answer a question. You ran down a line of some shit. A lot of it ain't true. But anyway, let's move on. Unbelievable.
The Democrats are fundamentally kind of apathetic to the needs of Black people, while Republicans are openly antagonizing the Black community.
Give me an example.
So, I mean, so
what
an
policy
example,
position is negative towards Black people that Republicans implement?
Trump this year intentionally got rid of the disparate impact analysis. So what the disparate impact analysis does is that it analyzes laws that were made neutrally, policies that were intended to be neutral, to make sure that there were not any racial disparities as an effect of that policy, right? Accidentally. So Trump has removed the protection for the disparate impact analysis. So we don't know if the policies that we're enacting are disproportionately hurting the Black community or not.
That doesn't make any sense. Any policy.
It doesn't make any sense.
Listen, it does make sense. You don't want to see. This is why you can't debate people like him, because number one, he's already biased. So you're sitting there trying to have a debate with somebody to bring facts up. He got his facts, you got your facts, but what is the truth? So when she present truth, she's not lying about it. I looked this up. She's not lying. What that means is, all right, we know this country was built on systemic racism, right? Bias shit, right? Being biased, right? So that goes with anything we do, any law, any policy. But what she was talking about, it was you could say a panel of people that would say, okay, all right, before we pass this policy, let's figure out if this shit hurts people. Trump took that out, or discriminating against one race of people, or it hurts any race. He takes that out. He don't even want the panel of people to come in and say, hold on, this may can affect people. We may need to tweak this a little bit, put something in there so this shit, because listen, I'll put it this way. If, let's just say the civil rights, right? If Black people, the policy got passed, we can use that policy. Even the Civil Rights Act, we can use that as Black people. It's a policy, right? It's law, right? To discriminate against people that ain't Black. We don't want you a part of, if you ain't Black, you can't be a part of this civil rights shit. We know that wasn't true. That you could do that because you had that panel of people making sure this shit don't discriminate against white folks or Asian folks or Mexican folks or Native Americans or any race of people, even the gay community or the mentally challenged, handicapped people, right? We knew the civil rights helped everybody, but it was a panel that would say, we need to tweak this, need to tweak that to make sure that doesn't happen. Trump takes that out. He takes the panel out and says, no, this policy is good for everybody. We ain't got it even. You know what I mean? Because I say, this is what this is. This is what it's going to do. So now you have people pass, if a policy passed, they can use that policy and harm others. Because there ain't no guardrails there to stop it. Because Trump got rid of the panel of people making sure that doesn't happen. So Brandon Tatum says, oh, that don't make any sense. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense because you got on blinders, nigga. You believe that the country is not racist. You believe that Donald Trump is not racist. You don't think racism is that big of a deal. Who that sounds like? Racist ass white people that pretend they're not racist. Or this ain't racist. Or this system ain't racist. Or this policy is not racist. And you are already biased. Listen, people, I tell everybody this. We are all biased. We are all biased in some type of way. We are all biased. None of us are perfect. So when she's talking about what Trump did of getting rid of this panel of people to make sure none of this shit happens, that means people can just run around with their biases all the time and pretend that they're not being biased or racist or bigoted with a policy or anything. And you would never know. That's the problem. But he act like it's confusing to him. He don't understand that. But anyway, let's move on.
What
It's a
you're
bad
saying
idea.
does not make any sense because the policies that are implemented,
Yes.
the majority of the ones that are in Congress are agreed upon by the House and the Senate,
Right.
Democrats and Republicans.
Yes.
And so with that being said, there's black people represented, there's
Yes.
all kinds of people
Well, that's the
represented
point.
in creating our laws and
I know, but
policies.
that's the point.
So
But
what
so
are you
not
saying that they're
everything-
not considering
But
whether or
here's-
not it has a desperate effect on black
So
the black
here's the
community?
thing. When you create a policy, obviously you are creating it in good faith. But we do not know always how that policy is going to affect the
Give me an
population.
example of a
Can I
policy.
finish
Give
talking?
me an example of policy.
But I'm trying
Because
to explain
I'm
to
running out
you.
of time.
So the point of the disparate
And
analysis report-
she telling him, he just don't want to hear it. But let's move on. She's trying to tell him. But he's talking about, oh, I'm running out of time. Like, bro, you're there. The time don't even matter at this point because you're there to defend your part. But he's being kind of rude, but at the same time, he's literally not listening. So it's really not a debate if you're not going to listen.
But we do not know always how that policy is going to affect the
Give me an
population.
example of a
Can I
policy.
finish
Give
talking?
me an example of policy.
But I'm trying to
I'm
explain to
running
you.
out of time.
So the point of the disparate analysis report is to check to make sure that the laws that we implement in good faith don't end up hurting the black community by accident. Why would you get rid of that?
Why do you think he got rid of it?
Because
According
he's
to you?
racist.
Mind you, see, this is why I wouldn't even said when he said why you think he got rid of it. I'd have said no. I asked you the question. You answer the question first, and then I will answer. Because I asked you the question. You asked me about certain policies, so now I'm actually this is factual what he did. Now you answer your own question, which I already tried to ask you about. Or why would he do that? But you see, he switched it up on the sister of saying, well, why do you think he did it? Why you think he got rid of it? And the sister, listen, love talk. She said straight up, because he's racist. I can't think of a better response. But anyway, let's move on. And watch how offended he get because she think that Donald Trump is racist. How offended she is.
That the laws that
offended he
we
is.
implement in good faith don't end up hurting the black community by accident. Why would you get rid of that?
Why do you think he got rid of it?
Because
According
he's
to you?
racist.
To say that Donald Trump is racist is the craziest thing I've heard.
Donald Trump.
Have you ever met Donald Trump personally?
No.
And see, and let me say this. Now we get ready to get down to the nitty gritty of his bullshit. He said that's the most craziest thing in the world that he's ever heard. First of all, you're a liar. Number one, you have heard it before. Number two, he's getting ready to try to say, because he met Donald Trump all these different times. He knows that Donald Trump is not racist. Listen, let me just say this, people. This is how you know people be full of shit. Right? Now, it would make plenty of sense if you say, look, from my experiences of being around him, I don't see the racism, right? But, you know, I just don't see it. It's like if you got like, all right, my younger brother and shit, right? He got caught up in some shit with his baby mama. And I know how baby mama drama is and all that shit, right? And she accused him of sexually assaulting their daughter. So his daughter. He went to jail, right? Now, honestly, my bias automatically, even though he's my brother, I don't, people get allegations to go against them for sexual abusing children or a woman or whoever, a man. I'm automatically so biased, right, in a way that I side with the victims. That's just me. At least I'm honest. But I'm not going to say it's 100% factual that my brother did that shit. I'm just going to say, nigga, this shit don't look good, bro. And nigga, you got to prove to me. Like, that's just me being biased. At least I'm honest about it. I told my brother straight up. Yeah, it ain't nothing I know of him to do some shit like that. But, nigga, anybody's capable of doing anything. I don't put nothing past nobody. You can call that paranoia, you call it whatever. I don't put shit past nobody. The problem with Brandon Tatum is he trying to say, oh, I know Donald Trump. You ain't never met him. So that means because you met him, you know this motherfucker 100%? No. But anyway, let's move on. And like I said, the reason that you don't know people 100% because you ain't been in certain situations with them of these things could happen, right? Because sometimes people can show you who they are to your face, right? And that's all you know. So you only kind of going off of that interaction or what that person is presenting. But behind closed doors or without you being there sometimes, this motherfucker be doing all types of shit. And you know nothing of it. That's why when the brother asked me about rolling money, I said, hey, bro, I ain't shocked about it. You don't know nobody 100%. Just because of your interactions or because you like their policies or, you know what I mean, you fond of them, don't mean that you know them 100%. Bullshit. Everybody's is capable of doing any fucking thing. Look, I seen a nigga that was not a killer. We would consider a punk in the hood. Come find out this nigga turned into a killer. Was murking motherfuckers. I ain't see that coming. So, like I said, you don't know nobody 100%. It's all bullshit.
That the laws that we implement in good faith don't end up hurting the Black community by accident. Why would you get rid of that?
Why do you think he got rid of it?
Because he's racist.
To say that Donald Trump is racist is the craziest thing I've heard.
Donald Trump
have you ever met Donald Trump personally?
No.
You don't know him?
No. So you've met Donald Trump.
I've met Donald Trump several times.
So you're basing whether or not he's racist
you don't have any evidence. You're saying because he allegedly got rid of some desperate impact analysis that somehow it has something to do with race and it only affects Black people.
But your evidence is anecdotal. Oh, Trump was nice to me one time. Therefore, he's not a racist.
I have no evidence to believe that Trump is racist.
You, because you are
Where's the evidence that Trump
First of all, listen, let me just say this, people. That's bullshit. It is evidence that he has said racist shit. He has said bigoted shit. He has got caught for doing racist shit. So it's not true. He is a liar. He's literally turning blinders on because whatever reason, it was for money or he genuinely believes in white supremacy. Like, but you're literally turning your blinders off. And like I said, Brandon Tatum, if you are supporting racism, right? You supporting a movement of racism, and it's racism in the movement. That means you are okay with the racism. You can call it out all you want. It's like, prime example. I'm not a Democrat. Do I believe it's some racist Democrats? Yeah. The only thing about it is that I assume that, right? I don't know how many racist Democrats it is, but you can look over at the right and see how many racists over there. Like I thought it was a big mistake with the dude. Where he was from? The racist dude that came to come find out he had racist tattoos and all that other shit. I forgot what state that was, and he was running for Senate or something like that. I think it was Maine. It could have been Maine. I thought it was a big mistake from the Democrats to allow that. Like, dude, he should have been canceled right away. Right away. But you seen the Bernie Sanders of the world. You seen a whole bunch of people get out there to defend him. And then come to find out he has sexual assault allegations that I guarantee you most likely the fucking Democrat Party knew about. They were just hoping it didn't get out. And so, like, but you know this happens in the Democrat Party. That's why I'm not a Democrat. So I'm not a Republican. I'm not part of the party. But I know which party. I can at least be honest and say, look, I'm voting for a certain party because they're better than the other. They're the lesser two evils. I'm honest about that. I'm honest about it. But I'm not going to sit here and pretend, nah, ain't no racism and no bigotry or ain't no male chauvinist shit going on. Like, you get what I mean? Like, I'm not going to ignore that. He's literally ignoring everything. Because this is the party he want to run with. And just say in his mind, he think the Republican Party is better than the Democrat Party. It's the lesser two evils. Let's just say that. But you don't ignore what a party is or what they're doing and what they're allowing. You get no credibility when you do that. But anyway, let's move on.
Okay, I'll give you more evidence. In 1973, his company was sued for violating the Fair Housing Act by openly discriminating against black renters.
What was the findings of that?
He was actually forced to settle.
It was forced to settle?
Yes, he was forced to settle. No, he had
There was no finding of fault.
Why would someone settle?
First of all, he's lying. Listen, if you didn't do this and you got evidence knowing that you didn't do something, and Trump at that time was rich. He's been rich all his life, but I'm just saying, they was rich. They could afford this shit. They didn't because they were trying to sweep the shit under the rug and move on from it. And they got caught. It was plenty of evidence. It was plenty of evidence. That's the whole reason that the federal government sued them. They brought the case to a court. The whole reason for it. He said, what's the findings? They felt that, yeah, it was reasonable. Listen, you ain't settling no shit like it. Listen, let me tell you something. I'm not settling shit if I ain't do something. It's like taking a plea deal and I got evidence, unless you got you don't have evidence to combat a lie, then a part of me get it, right? But I'm not taking no plea deal. I'm not settling. They say it's gonna cost you money. Okay, fine. It's gonna cost me money, and if I win, I'm gonna sue the shit out of them and get my money back. Listen, I always tell people this shit. I say when people sue you and you know the shit ain't true, you know what you do? You put a lawsuit out on their ass and see how long the person that's accusing you of some bullshit and they lying about it, right? In the situation. See how quick they try to get you to settle, or they drop the settlement. That's how you debunk shit like that. That's how you fight back. You don't settle. Yeah, it's gonna cost you money. And then, like I tell you, I'm gonna sue you. Just you can sue a motherfucker for accusing you of some false shit, right? And you lose money. Oh, because you gotta pay for lawyers and shit. These people are rich. And that's just what I'm saying. I don't give a fuck how much money. You talking about my reputation. I make my money, or I got my livelihood and how I make my money off of my reputation. So you if a person is lying on you and putting you out there with a lying-ass allegation, that fucks up your brand. You get what I'm saying? Look, prime example. You remember when Kobe got that shit happen in Colorado? And the girl said that he raped her and all this other shit. He was going back and forth. After a while, the fucking prosecutor knew they ain't have enough. And they dropped the charges. Mind you, instead of everybody saying, oh, you know what? A lot of people saying, you know what? They dropped the charges. You know, he didn't do it. They had no evidence of saying he raped her. There was no evidence that said that Kobe Bryant raped her. They was only going by because they had sex. That don't mean you raped somebody. Now, mind you, after that happens, decades later, Gayle King comes out and so many of us say, oh, he did it. How can you say that? But that's what I mean. If I was Kobe Bryant, after they dropped, I would have sued the shit out of the state and I'd have sued that girl. Because you fuck with my reputation. And I get that he was trying to let the shit move on. He probably had people around him, lawyers, managers, and shit like that, telling him, hey, just let it go. You won. No. I make my money off of my reputation. Yeah, I got skills to play basketball, but my reputation. You know how many millions of fucking dollars Kobe Bryant lost? Kobe Bryant probably would have been the first billionaire that ever played basketball before LeBron. People didn't fuck with him. Nike dropped him. There was a whole bunch of shit going on. He lost endorsements. You don't let nobody get away with no shit like that. So no. So I'm sorry. So yes, it was evidence there, and that's why he settled. Like I said, it made Michael Jackson look guilty. That's why people still say, oh, Mike probably did that shit. He settled the first time. That's why. So it's always going to be this stain on Michael Jackson because it's very, very possible he did that shit. Because he settled. And if people still try to... Listen, I don't believe that he did it, but it looks a certain type. I can see how people be like, he kind of did that shit. Because he settled. Regardless of what his excuse is. Or who told him to do what. You Michael Jackson, you rich, nigga. No. It's your reputation. It's who you are. It's your brand. It's who you are as a person. And motherfucker throw that allegation on you like that? Oh, man. Michael wasn't the same after that. Listen, even personally for him, he wasn't the same. That shit fucked with him. But that's why you ever know Mike didn't do interviews. Because you know they was going to bring that shit up. Let's move on.
What's the findings of that?
He was actually forced to settle.
It was forced to settle.
Yes, he was forced to settle. No, he had.
There was no finding of fault.
Why would someone settle?
Was it finding?
We're not guilty.
You can make a.
Why would someone settle if he wasn't doing it?
Was there a determination in court that he was at fault?
Also forced to.
No. Was there a determination in court that he was at fault?
He settled, so they didn't have a determination in court. He got out of it by settling, which is what you do when you are guilty, but you don't want to go to court.
That's not the
Yes,
way
that is exactly what the point of settling is. Yes.
First of all, yes, it does. Brandon Tatum, you lying. Even if a motherfucker is guilty of something, if you got people, your lawyers and people telling you to settle, you almost, when you settle, you're saying that you're guilty. I don't give a fuck how people want to look at it. A motherfucker be innocent. But if you settle a lawsuit, you look guilty. You look guilty. I'd rather lose in court and still proclaim my innocence than to settle. Come on, man. You remember when the reason shit, the game, he had this shit with the lawsuit with the chick. You don't think that her lawyers went to his lawyers and asked them to settle? Look, you just get us out here like that with this settlement. And, you know, we move on from it. Game looked at that shit as, no, that means I am saying that I'm guilty. Now, honestly, now think about it. Financially, it hurt him. But a lot of motherfuckers like me, I still believe he ain't do it. Excuse me. I looked at the evidence. He just got the reputation of being like this bad boy image, and that shit didn't go well with the jury. And that has an effect. I get it. And that he's they see a lot of rappers as male chauvinists. They exploit women. So I get it. Right? But that don't mean that he raped somebody. Now, Mystical, guilty. Ain't no way, yo. If I get out of one situation of raping somebody, and I come back and do the same shit again, or get caught up like that, then nah, nigga. No. Fuck all that. But yes, when you plead, when you take a plea, basically, when you settle a lawsuit, you are basically saying that you did the shit. That just is what it is. It's like a plea deal. You may not have did none of that shit. You remember Gunner? He took the plea deal. You basically saying you knew. So that's why when people was like, oh, it seemed like he snitched. Yeah. Because he's admitting that he knew of this shit, and that is a game, and that's how that shit looks. People say, we all took plea deals before. Yeah, by yourself. So, but when you are part of a fucking RICO and you plead out and nobody else pleads out yet, you basically snitching on a nigga. You're admitting if you did it, just say he ain't do it or not. He didn't do it, right? You're still saying you did it. That's what a settlement is. That's what a plea deal is. It's the same shit. God damn, it's not rocket scientist shit here, people. Even if Trump didn't do it, he pleaded. He settled and said that I did it. Because this shit can go worse. I could pay more money. I don't give a fuck. If I'm going to stand my ground, if I ain't do some shit, I'm not pleading. I am not taking a settlement. I'm not settling. I didn't rape you. What the fuck you talking? No, hell no. And I'm being real with y'all. If somebody accused me of raping somebody or sexual assaulting somebody, nah, nigga, I ain't, man, nah, man. Listen, I know that ain't in my character to do no shit. That ain't no shit that I am known to do. Like, you get what I mean? Nobody know me of taking some pussy. Like, you get what I mean? No, hell no. I am not settling. I'm not taking no plea for that. No, hell no. Listen, I'll go to my grave. If I get found guilty, I'll go to my grave saying I ain't fucking do it. That motherfucker, that woman is a fucking liar. Fuck out of here with that shit. That's why people say, listen, the reason that people say that Donald Trump, that E.G. Carroll shit, he got found guilty, is because there was evidence there that said he did that shit. Right? But let's just say he didn't do it. Right? But we know Trump for admitting that he sexually assault women. And so him just say that he didn't do the shit. But he already has admitted in the past that he does shit like that. He assault women. So it's right, yes. Nigga, you are capable of raping somebody and sexually assaulting women. You admitted that. I grab women by the pussy just because I'm a celebrity. Nigga, you admitting that you sexually assault women. So let's just say the E.G. Carroll shit wasn't true. But you already admitted of sexually assaulting women. That's why people look at certain shit. It's your reputation. That's why when Michael settled the first time with that case, back in 92, 91, whatever, right? And then a decade or something later, shit happens again. Somebody bring up allegations, shit happens. That's why a lot of people was like, oh, he most likely did that shit because you settled. And like I said, it's about Trump. Even with, it just say he didn't do the E.G. Carroll shit. He already admitted that he sexually assault women. Like, it's not complicated here, people. Like, people make shit complicated, but it's not. Anyway, let's move on.
Default.
He settled, so they didn't have a determination in court. He got out of it by settling, which is what you do when you are guilty, but you don't want to go to court.
That's not the way
Yes, that is exactly what the point of settling is. Yes,
No,
you
it's
settle
not.
out. Yes.
He had a dissent decree, which they agreed that he would implement certain things in his organization. There was no fault granted.
He was.
They did not prove.
What were the things that he had to implement in his?
But that came with the plea deal. It comes with the plea. I mean, it comes with the settlement. It's like almost like, all right, say the person that's accusing you of doing something, and they come to you, they lawyers come to you and say, look, we give you this plea deal. And then they look at the plea deal, the person that's been accused of this, and they say, okay, well, look, I want this and this and this and that. That's the only way you can get this money too. Right? You still admitting to guilt. You're still admitting to it, even if you implement some shit. It's a plea deal. It's like, I don't know why people don't understand that. He still admitted it. Even though they had the shit in writing or whatever, they plead, or whatever, they came to the settlement, he still admitted it. Even though it's on paper say, oh, well, we didn't do this and we didn't do that, and y'all say we ain't do it. You got the money for it. So a lot of people will settle. That doesn't mean that the person didn't do it. Trump was trying to save, and his father was trying to save their reputation. But like I said, If I didn't do something, I don't give a fuck what your plea is. I mean, I don't give a fuck what your plea or your settlement, or you come to me to say, look, you settle, you give us this. I tell them to shove that shit up their ass. I ain't do it. I'm not taking none of that. I don't give a fuck about what they want me to give. Imagine, somebody saying that you discriminated against them, and then they all of a sudden come to you with a plea deal. That right there lets you know that their case ain't strong. No, I'm not taking that, especially if I know I didn't do it. No, I don't give a fuck what the pleas, what the settlement or the plea says. I'm not taking that. No, I'm not settling. Fuck out of here. Take that shit, shove it up your ass, go to court. And I'll let the lawyers in them know. Even if I get found guilty about it, I'm telling you I ain't do it. I'm never going to admit that I did that shit. Let's move on.
Recruiting. It was a form of it was that
I think you're thinking about a different lawsuit against the Trump administration.
He had to make sure that they have job applications available to minorities.
No, this wasn't about jobs. This was about the Trump Corporation of Real Estate. Yes, they violated the Fair Housing Act because
we're talking about something different.
Well, there were 2 times.
She just told you that. You may be talking about another different case. And then he said, well, maybe we're talking about 2 different things. Yes. She just told you that because your shit don't make no sense. And that's what he's explaining, what did not happen. They had all evidence that Trump and his father was literally, if it was a black applicant that came to purchase a apartment in their building, he was putting C on it. They had the evidence of it, mainly it meant color, and they would not rent to those black customers, you could say, right? He literally did it. They literally had this evidence. So I don't know what he's talking about. And from what we do know, the federal government didn't go to Trump and say, look, you pay this such money. They didn't come to him for a settlement. Trump and his father went to the federal government and said, look, if we get this money and do this, they did that. See, that's what Brandon Tatum is not saying either. See, I read the case. I know exactly what he did. Him and his lawyers did. They were trying to sweep this shit under the rug. Now, for the federal government to allow that plea deal to go through, that's a whole nother different conversation. But they didn't go to Trump for a plea deal. What's the name? Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second, y'all. My bad, B. My wife was calling, but hold on. Let me call her back real quick. Maybe it might be important. Give me a second. All right, my bad, people. I'm sorry. My wife and shit was at the store. We getting ready. I told y'all we getting ready for this family trip and shit. So she trying to get the last little bit of shit that we need for this trip. She calling me and see what else we needed. Gotta buy the cat some damn cat food. I know that shit. But anyway, let's get back into it, people.
They violated the Fair Housing Act because
we talking about something different.
Well, there were 2 times he was sued for racism.
I only know one time.
Yeah, well, you should learn about the other way because it was bad too. Yeah.
I don't think you know what you're talking about.
I don't think you know.
The dissent decree, which was established, there was no findings of Donald Trump being a racist, and his organization has been without fault.
First of all, why did they even bring up? Why did the federal government even go at the Donald Trump? They didn't go at him and his daddy and their company for tax evasion or any other thing, even sexual assault. They didn't. That wasn't. First of all, they filed. The federal government sued the Trump administration for racist. I think it was racist discrimination or some shit like that. Right? I might be saying it a little wrong. They didn't sue them for anything else. So I'd ask them, why did they sue them for it? This dude is a liar, man. Give me 1 second, y'all. All right, people, I'm back. Yeah, man. Like, first of all, he's lying, and like I said, he's only looking at what Donald Trump settled for. He settled, and then he's trying to lie about the settlement. Like, dude, of course they put some of that language in there to make it seem like he didn't do this. That's what he asked for, and for the federal government to do that, to allow him to do that, that's a whole nother different story. But the whole lawsuit was about him discriminating against black people. Like, why is he lying about this shit? It's like, you can look this shit up. There's not no shit that where you can just... Let's move on, bro. This dude is unbelievable.
And you should learn about the other way because it was bad too. Yeah.
I don't think you know what you're talking about.
I don't think you know.
The dissent decree, which was established, there was no findings of Donald Trump being a racist, and his organization has been without fault.
No, that was.
You cannot find a court document that says that Donald Trump officially discriminated against anybody.
He literally marked.
What's your next one?
He literally marked black applicants.
What's your next one? What's your next example of Trump being a racist?
When he first of all, he's talking down to you now at this point. Love his sister, but you don't let him get away with that. Like, first of all, bro, who you talking down to? What's the next? No, we here. You're literally lying. The whole lawsuit. What? I'd have asked him, well, what was the lawsuit about then? If they didn't find anything, why would they even bring the lawsuit? But they're just picking on Trump. They were just saying that he was discriminating. Like, what the fuck is wrong with this dude? But he's talking down to her. And listen, she let him get away with it, and she shouldn't have. But anyway, let's move on. Unbelievable. This nigga couldn't talk to me like that. Like, first of all, who you talking to like that? First of all, don't tell me to move on. You just lied. The whole reason of the lawsuit, so he's basically saying the lawsuit didn't even exist. The lawsuit that the federal government sued Donald Trump and his company for, that wasn't the reason why. Now, he settled. I asked him, well, what did he settle for? What was the settlement? Why did he settle? If this had nothing to do about him being racist or discriminating. But anyway, let's move on.
He literally marked.
What's your next one?
He literally marked black applicants.
What's your next one? What's your next example of Trump being a racist?
When he reposted the Obamas as monkeys.
Now he did not. He already said that he did not post that. It was somebody on his staff, and the post wasn't even about that. That was a real.
It was on his account.
And then when it came out, he did.
First of all, let me say this. If somebody posted something on my shit and it was inappropriate, I'm taking responsibility for it, even though I might not have posted. That's what grown-ass adults do. Number one. Yeah, you admit, no, I didn't post that, but I don't agree with that. That shit is coming down, and I can see how that could offend people. He didn't do that. He justified that shit before he even took it down. But let's move on. Shout out to my brother talking in the building. Shout out to my brother LT. Damn, my bad, L. L says something. My bad, L. Let me go back to you. My bad, L. L says something. What up, L? Listen, I say the same thing, bro. I say the same thing. I don't understand why people sit down with him as well. It was a waste of time because all he did was lie. Shout out to my brother talking in the building. Shout out to my brother LT and my brother brother Bella in the building. Shout out to 318. He says, let me put this shit up real quick. This is why celebrity easily people like dude. Listen, I always tell people about that Kobe shit. Listen, Kobe personality brung a lot of that shit on himself. Honestly, to be very, very honestly about it. Kobe brung a lot of that shit on himself just because of his personality. And he was young and kind of ignorant to shit away, right? He was young. Kobe Bryant was 20-something years old, bro. Imagine some of the shit that we did, and he got fame and fortune and all that shit, and like he was ignorant to shit, a lot of shit. And he rubbed people the wrong way. So a lot of that shit was his own fault. But with that Colorado shit, that shit was, I believe he got targeted. I believe part of it was his own fault of being young and ignorant and, trying to, like, he's watching Shaq and all them cheat on their wives, right? Even though he shouldn't have never brought that up. That was one of the reasons why people in the league didn't fuck with Kobe, because Kobe's snitching on niggas, saying, well, Shaq and them do it. Yeah, nigga, but you don't tell everybody that. But like I say, he young, he dumb, he ignorant. He don't really know, bro. Right? You're talking about somebody that came in the league 18 years, 17 years. Kobe came in the league as a child. He was underage. He got drafted when he was underage. He was 17 years old. You're talking about a 17-year-old. This nigga don't know nothing about nothing. Yeah, he's smart for his age, but he don't know nothing. But yeah. So a part of that shit was his own fault. Now, far as the fuck is that? Motherfuckers outside doing something crazy. But anyway, as far as the Shaq and Kobe shit, listen, bro. I explained this shit already about that Shaq and Kobe shit. Shaq even admitted that he should have handled that shit better. So it is what it is. And listen, one of them had to go. Plain and simple. Kobe probably would have still been Kobe. Even after he left. Because Kobe at that time, I think Kobe is about, when Shaq leaves in 2024, Kobe about 2020. He about 25, 26 maybe. He's just coming into his prime. So, you know, he would have been still Kobe Bryant. And we don't know. Kobe probably could have won championships earlier if he would have left, if they would have got rid of him and kept Shaq. Like, honestly. So, yeah, Kobe would have still been Kobe, bro. But anyway, let's move on.
He said it was wrong.
It was on his account already.
One of the staffers posted it.
Why would one of his staffers even have that? Even if it wasn't
You're
him,
making the
why
post
would
sound
he
like
not
the post was
post it?
about that. It was a meme created by somebody else.
Are you really defending depicting black people as monkeys? Like, that's crazy.
And Hillary
That's
Clinton.
crazy.
And Hillary Clinton was
and now
a
you're gonna
pig, and it was all kind of people depicted as animals. It wasn't just about Barack Obama. Did Donald Trump make the video?
Has any other president done that
Did Donald Trump make the video?
Has any other president done
No,
that
you're blaming him. Did Donald Trump make the video?
I don't know if he made it.
No,
It doesn't matter if he made it or not. It was on his social media account. And that's what she need to explain to him. But this is why you can't debate these people. I'd have said to him, I don't give a fuck he didn't create it. I don't know if he did or he didn't. All I know is on his social media account. And he didn't out the gate deny it. He defended the shit just like you're doing now. So, no. You're lying. He wound up saying that, took it down and said that it was wrong. And I still don't remember Trump saying it was wrong. I just remember him defending it. Just like you are doing. That's what I'd have told this nigga. But she not catching it, what he's doing. I told you can have the smartest people in a room a lot of times, but if you don't understand the person that you're dealing with and you're not listening to what they're saying, you don't really catch what they're doing. That's why, for me, I listen to people. I really genuinely listen to people say shit. Because I really want to know what the fuck you're saying. So when I ask a certain question and you don't answer my question, not the way I want you to, but how you supposed to answer that question, and you don't do it, then I know I got you. But, you know, it is what it is. The sister is very intelligent. It's that she's dealing with a different animal. He practiced to deflect. He practiced to lie and deceive people. That's what he does. It's a practice. He does this shit. He's a professional liar. But anyway, let's move on.
And now you're gonna
pig, and it was all kind of people depicted as animals. It wasn't just about Barack Obama. Did Donald Trump make the video?
Has any other president done that?
Did Donald Trump make the video?
Has any other president done
No,
that?
you're blaming him. Did Donald Trump make the video?
I don't know if copy him, but
No,
it
he
doesn't
did not.
matter. It's about
Did
what
he
he
denounce?
posts.
Did he denounce what they represented?
If I posted something that said "kill all of X people," that's what I believe,
no,
right?
That's not true.
Even if I didn't type it out,
That's not true.
Put it in Canva and then post it.
If somebody
it's
posted,
still what
now
I
mind you, she's wrong about that. If somebody, you have people running your social media account and they put some shit out there, say I hate these type of people, and you didn't literally put that out, no, that don't necessarily mean how you feel. Now, it falls back on you that it's your responsibility of why that shit got out there, and a person you hired on your staff that would think it's okay for you to put that out there. So, yeah. So it had to be consequences for that. But like I said, Trump never admitted that it was wrong. He defended it. Like Brandon Tatum is doing, saying everybody got, it wasn't we trying to say that Barack Obama and them was monkeys and shit like that. That was always the talking point. But in this history of company, this history in this country is that displaying black people as monkeys in any type of way, you're going to offend some black people. It's like certain shit or stereotypes of Jewish people you don't do. It's going to offend some Jewish people. Mexicans, any race of people, you got to know that. Like, honestly, if you're not black, you don't supposed to do that. Display black people as monkeys. You just don't do that. Everybody knows that. That's common sense. But that's what I'm saying, like, when you're dealing with people like Brandon Tatum, they always got this different narrative. He ain't racist because of that. Even if he is ignorant to it. Take self-responsibility that maybe some black people going to be offended by that. That's the whole point of being a human being. And understanding reality. And understanding history. Like I said, it's all about being aware. But anyway, let's move on.
It's about what he posts.
Did he denounce what they represented?
If I posted something that said "kill all of X people," that's what I believe,
no,
right?
That's not true.
Even if I didn't type it out,
that's not true.
Put it in Canva and then post it.
If somebody
it's still what I believe.
If somebody posted some offensive on your account and you denounce it, is that a fair statement to say you don't believe in that?
No.
He never denounced it. That's number one. He never denounced it. He made excuses like Brandon Tatum did. That's number one. Number two, the sister is wrong. She's wrong about what she's saying. I'm not saying Brandon Tatum, he's right in this moment of this situation. He's actually right and she's wrong. But anyway, let's move on.
I don't think that's true. I would like to be held
But
accountable.
listen, but you see how fair I am. I have disdain for this dude. He's actually right. This sister is wrong. And now her bias is showing. And she should know better than that. If somebody in my camp posts some fucked up shit about a race of people, that doesn't necessarily mean I feel that way. That means I was a bad judge of character of putting this person on my staff, and I made a mistake of putting this person on my staff. And I come out and deny it and denounce it. No, I don't believe in that shit. And he fired. That didn't happen. Trump didn't fire that staff member. Okay? And Trump did not denounce it. All he did was take it down. That's it. That's not fully denouncing it. That's saying, all right, this should just look bad. I might believe in it, but it looked bad for me. That's all that sounds. He never denied it. He never denounced it. because he didn't see anything wrong with it. Just like Brandon Tatum, do not see anything wrong with it. You can't do two things at once. He can't say, oh, Trump took it down, he denied it, it was wrong, and then you're sitting here defending it. But anyway, let's move on.
And post
If
it.
somebody
It's
posted,
still what I believe.
if somebody posted some offensive on your account and you denounce it, is that a fair statement to say you don't believe in that?
No, I don't think that's true. I would like to be held accountable. If
He
somebody,
said he didn't believe
if
it.
I hired someone to post on my behalf and they posted racist statements,
And you said,
that would be on
and
me.
you took it down,
No.
I
and
have
you
to
told
pause
them,
here.
I'm sorry.
and you said to the world you don't believe that to be
Officer
true.
Tatum, we have to pause here. All right, you have been voted out by the majority. Thank you so much for your time.
I wouldn't have shook his hand.
Pause here.
Like I said,
All right.
people too nice with me because I wouldn't have shook his hand. But anyway.
And you have been voted out by the majority. Thank you so much for your time. If you would like to be the next debater, get to the chair in 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
So I'd like to talk about Trump and the Republicans, not specifically on Trump, but focusing upon the history of the Republican Party because he's just the latest iteration of that, okay?
Yeah, let's do it.
So the Republican Party has a proven track record of giving platforms to sellouts who promote a message that harms Black people.
Who is that?
I'll give you
Who
an
is the
example.
sellout that you give me an example?
Well, there are actually quite a few, but I'll start with the
Well, no, let's
easiest
start with this
example.
premise. The first
Wow, look, he cut him off because he said it's a whole bunch of them. But first, I start with, he was getting ready to say, I heard him, I start with you. And he cut him off because he knows he'll sell out. But anyway, let's move on.
Track record of giving platforms to sellouts who promote a message that harms Black people.
Who is that?
I'll give you
Who
an
is the
example.
sellout that you give me an example?
Well, there are actually quite a few, but I'll start with the
Well, no, let's
easiest
start with this
example.
premise. The first Black legislators,
Right.
the first Black people in Congress
Right.
represented were all Republicans.
Right. So let me explain that to you.
Is
So,
that a fact?
right. Yes. So basically, what happened is the last of the radical Republicans, which was a segment of the Republican Party that passed the 14th Amendment, all of the amendments that gave Black people the right to vote and ensured that slaves would not be disenfranchised. He died in August.
No. Black people, I mean,
Right, no.
Republicans
Let me explain.
unanimously voted.
He died in
Re-
1868 when the 14th Amendment was passed.
The
And then guess
Republicans
what?
as a whole
Right.
voted unanimously.
No.
The Democrats did not.
Right, but guess what? After the radical Republican faction left Congress,
Radical Republican.
yes, they were a historic. No, that's a title.
Who
They were
was
historic.
the radical Republican
They were-
faction?
They were a segment of the Republican Party
Who?
that
Name one.
Thaddeus Stevens. He's an example. They are the ones who created the Freedmen's Bureau, which was designed to assimilate ex-slaves into the national citizenry. After they left, the Republican Party constructed an oligarchy, which we call the Gilded Age, and in which we saw the fate of Black people decline. Black home ownership decline.
That is.
Black voting
I hope they
decline.
fact check you on
All
this.
of that.
So the Republicans.
He's not
unanimous-
fact check. Listen, first of all, the brother is right. But let's make it simple. I said this shit years ago and before. When they passed the Civil Rights Act, they only did part of that because of JFK, right? Martin Luther King already got murdered at that time. The country was on eggshells. It was getting ready to spark another civil war. It was almost close to there when they killed Martin Luther King. And then right after that, they assassinated, Malcolm X. And then right after that, they assassinated John F. Kennedy, right? So at that point, once they killed a white man, which was John F. Kennedy, and a president at the time, the country was in chaos. So all those Republicans, even if they didn't believe in the Civil Rights Act and all that other shit, right? That he's talking about, a fraction of that. They did that shit because they didn't want a civil war. And we had a lot of other shit going on worldwide, right? That we was in wars and we was a part of shit. So if we got into a civil war in this country, we lose power outside of the country. And that's why I keep telling you about racist white people. They be out their fucking mind. I don't give a fuck if they getting power or not. You start a civil war in America. See how America goes down. We're not as powerful. Because the one thing about that's any country. You see countries fall apart when you see the country is going to civil war. Why y'all think Africa is the way it is? Africa is the biggest population of black folks. And it's no power there, really. No power, because it's friction amongst certain many of black folks with other black folks, and then you got other countries, the Chinese, the Russians, the Americans, the Europeans, all got a hand into keeping Africa in conflict. Because if Africa say, you know what, fuck all that, all you outside motherfuckers, we coming together. If they stop all that inside fighting and inside war, civil war they got going on, because there's a civil war in Africa. I don't give a fuck what nobody talking about. That if they do that, there will be the most powerful country in the world. They would be. But like I said, our people, for some weird reason, we easy to be manipulated. And like I said, power brings selfishness. That's what power does. The one thing about an evil motherfucker, they will find another evil motherfucker, regardless what color skin they are, to destroy your country, to keep control of the country. Right? To keep the country in turmoil. And that's what happens in Africa. Been happening for generations, but I'm just saying that's what's happening in Africa. And my point is to bring it back. When you're talking about America, listen, America can't afford to have a civil war. We can't afford that. White people, you racist white people, you really think that y'all will win that war? You won't. No one, you have way too many other minority ethnic groups here to do that. You won't win that war. And you would probably kill more of your own than you think. So you wouldn't survive it. And you got to understand, all you white racist Americans, people outside of our country don't like Americans as a whole, regardless of the race. So you're going to recruit other Europeans? A lot of them don't like y'all anyway. So how many going to come? Remember they burned in the South African white racist motherfuckers? It wasn't a lot of them. Because a lot of those South African Europeans don't like America as a whole, regardless if what color skin we are. They don't like America. It's European countries that only deal with us because of our power. They don't fuck with us. So all you racist ass white people in this, Americans, Yeah, y'all stupid as fuck. Y'all think y'all will win a civil war. You will destroy the country. The country will never be the same. We will not be as powerful outside of America. That's why I said they can have all these white people in the military, all these racist motherfuckers, all you want. You won't win a war like that. You need the minority and the black people in this country. That's what makes our military the strongest in the world. You put a whole bunch of white people, let's have all the white people there. Okay, cool. See how long that lasts. See, you gotta understand, our military fight all around the world. So that means you have thousands here, thousands there, a million here. It's like you're talking about a lot of people. And mind you, we don't even have the biggest population in the world. Excuse me. I don't even think we top 5 of population. China is basically outdoing everybody. They got over 1 billion. So, come on, man. Like I said, that's why I never take these racist people in this country serious like that. When they talk about civil war. Listen, this shit just don't affect this country. We have a civil war right now. It will destroy America. And I'm not just in America. It will destroy our influence outside of our country. And who you think gonna swoop right in? The Chinese, the Russians, even Lil Kim. He gonna slide in. Saudi Arabia, a whole bunch of motherfucking countries gonna slide right on in. Definitely Russia. But anyway, let's move on. But he's not understanding that's what switched the Republicans. Do everybody understand the Dixiecrats was the Republicans now? And you still had a fraction of racist people in the Republican Party. Both parties was racist. I just don't know why people keep trying to act like both parties wasn't racist. They both was racist. It's just that the Republican Party at that time was the Democrats in a way of our time now. And that's civil rights era. But like I said, we was on a break when they assassinated Martin Luther King. We was on the brink of a civil war in this country. Then Malcolm X died. That really sparked black people on some other shit. And then when they assassinated JFK, when they assassinated him, that's how we was on the break of we was damn near at the tipping point of a fucking civil war in this country. These are facts. And so you seen the split of Republicans, and like he said, a lot of them got outed and all that other shit. That's the only reason they passed the Civil Rights Act, because the country was on the brink of a civil war. Anyway, let's move on.
Did an oligarchy, which we called the Gilded Age, and in which we saw the fate of black people decline. Black home ownership decline. Black voting
I hope they
decline.
fact check you on
All
this.
of that.
The Republicans unanimously voted.
No, not after that.
The Republicans unanimously voted for the 13th, 14th, and 15th.
Yes, under the leadership of the radical
No,
Republicans, and they
the
were
Republicans
progressives.
unanimously voted for the Civil Rights Act.
Yes, and then after the radical Republicans left, they stopped doing that.
When did the radical Republicans leave? You saying the radical Republicans?
1868, the last person died.
That's
Yes.
not true.
It is 100% true.
Because the
Now,
Republicans
let me
unanimously
get
voted
back to what
for
I
the
was
Civil
saying.
Rights
Let me
Act.
get back to what I was saying.
First of all, he's actually telling the truth. Brandon Tatum is lying. Because like I told you, it was a switch of the parties. And they all joined together. It was some racist Republicans still in that did pass the Civil Rights Act, but they only did that because we was on the brink of a civil war in this country again. Right? And a lot of them did get voted out or whatever, but even though a lot of them got voted out, they was trying to go over to the Democrats. But I told you it was a scheme that what they were trying to do was go back to radicalize the right into being racist. But what the Dixiecrats did, I mean, what the Republicans knew that what they were trying to do, and the Dixiecrat was trying to insert themselves in that party because they got rid of that radical right that was there. That was like the Dixiecrats. They seen that they was trying to infiltrate, and it's just the parties just switched. That's all. That's all. Because even some of the Dixiecrats started to understand, hey, we need the South. And some of them didn't want a civil war, another civil war. So that's why you seen the party switch the way they did. And it's more with that. It's other things with that I won't get into. But do your research. That's the real reason, a part of the real reason why the party switched the way they did. Because the Dixiecrats was the Republican Party that we see today. And they was called Dixiecrats because they was South. And everybody know from the first Civil War who the Dixiecrats was. They fought against the United States of America. Like, come on, let's stop. They didn't want to end slavery. That's who the Dixiecrats was. Like, please stop.
You're bulldozing and you're steamrolling because you don't want to hear what I have to say.
Let's qualify that point.
Listen, brother.
The Republicans
listen to what I have to say.
Civil Rights Act.
Listen to what I have to say that you can respond to it, okay?
I want you to answer that question.
Booker T. Washington was fated by the white racist establishment. He had tea at Windsor Castle by Queen Victoria. He met Susan B. Anthony. He was allowed to create the Tuskegee Institute because he was promoting this myth of personal responsibility.
It wasn't
which harms black people.
The most successful documented black man who lifted so many black people from poverty to success was Booker T. Washington.
No, he did not.
Institute
Jim Crow,
was incredible.
Jim
for
Crow,
black success in
the
America.
institutionalization of Jim Crow was a direct result of his false message.
What was his false message?
His message
Personal
was that
responsibility?
black people were not fit to participate in the political process.
That's not true.
Because slavery had set the...
It's fact about Booker T. Washington. It is a fact. Everything this brother is saying is a fact. Booker T. Washington wasn't this great dude like everybody think he was. He was just as much as of a fucking sellout as you see a Brandon Tatum. He sold black people out for his own benefit, his own to keep his little power that he had. And then they try to rewrite history about Booker T. The fuck out of here with that shit. The brother is telling the truth.
Was a direct result of his false message.
What was his false message?
His message was that black people were not fit to participate in the political process.
That's not true.
Because slavery had set them backwards.
Where
and so all of the black congressmen, it's in his book.
You said he mentioned that black people were not fit to put.
Yes, that is the whole thesis of Up From Slavery.
No, it's not.
Did you read the book?
Yes, it is. It's in the book. It's in his book. He literally said this shit. Go read Booker T. Washington book. He literally said this shit. And Brandon Tatum said that he didn't say that. Then watch how you know that he don't know what the fuck he talking about. Watch this. Now the brother read it. Now watch this. Let's go.
All of the black congressmen, it's in his book.
You said he mentioned that black people were not fit to put.
Yes, that is the whole thesis of Up From Slavery.
No, it's
Did
not.
you read the book?
I did not read the book.
There you go. Then you don't know what you're talking.
He said, no, I didn't read the book. So how you sit there and debating somebody about something that you don't know nothing about? You didn't even read the book. Mind, but this is the same dude saying that Ben Crump, he doesn't read. He's not educated. You tell another black man that got a law degree, that literally went to college and put years in to be a lawyer, he's uneducated. And this brother asked you, did you read Booker T. Washington book? You literally say no. But then you still want to sit here and pretend that you're more educated. You don't even know what's in the book because you didn't read it. So how you know what's in the book? The man is going off of what Booker T. Washington wrote in his own book of what he said. You're disagreeing with it, but then he asks you, did you read the book? And you say no. How the fuck you? Come on, man. Shout out my brother talk. Was JFK and Malcolm X? No, they wasn't. Hold up. I gotta look that up. I don't know if they was assassinated before him. Hold on, bro. Let me look this up real quick. I swore Malcolm was assassinated before them. Was Malcolm X assassinated before Malcolm X and... Oh, no, shit, I'm saying that wrong. My bad. Shit. Was Martin Luther King assassinated after JFK and Malcolm X? I could be wrong. I'm just saying. Oh, you right. My bad. That's on me. That's on me. You right, Talk. You right. So, Malcolm was assassinated, I think first, if I'm not mistaken, and then JFK. For some weird reason, I thought that JFK was assassinated after Martin Luther King. But the thing about it, no, he didn't, because JFK was trying to push the Civil Rights Act. He was trying to do that, and so that's a part of why he got assassinated. Yeah, and I think, and that, matter of fact, right, tripping. Malcolm, JFK, however order they got assassinated, but they both got assassinated before Malcolm X. Before Martin. And Martin, that was the break of the country going to a civil war. My bad. That's on me. My fault. Shout out to my brother talking in the building. Look, I fuck up. People make mistakes. Right? Listen, that was the break of it. That's why you seen a lot of rioting and all that shit. Yeah, now, you know what? Now come back to me a little bit. Yes. And that's why the country was ready to fall apart after they assassinated Martin Luther King. And that's why they passed that fucking Civil Rights Act. The country was getting ready to get fucked up. Black people was burning shit. We was turning shit up. There was a lot of rioting and shit. Remember, they tried to use I don't know how I got that confused, because I remember when I watched documentaries, I watched shit and read shit where how Martin Luther King found out that JFK got killed and how that hurt him. So I don't know why the fuck I got that mixed up, but that's on me. I fuck up. People fuck up. But they tried to use like black celebrities like James Brown and shit to go around and try to calm black people. It's in James Brown documentary in his story. There's a movie where they try to do that. And nobody caught that in that movie scene. That's what they tried to do. And then James said, no, these are my people and shit like that. So he did do that, but they was using James to do that. Because black people was out of pocket. Like not out of pocket, but we was flipping the fuck out because they just killed Martin Luther King. Hold on, y'all. I hear something crazy in my fucking... I don't know if it's in my house or it's next door. Hold on, give me a second. My bad, y'all. I let the dog in and shit so he can eat. He's been outside. I think he's been outside since 10. He's been out there for a couple of hours. That nigga want to eat and shit. Hey, sit down. Hold on. Tripping. You need a haircut. Hopefully your mother cut your hair, because you need a haircut, bro. Seriously. But anyway, what I was saying, people, my bad, was saying that but that's what sparked the Civil War. Well, was going to spark that Civil War. It was at the edge of it when Martin Luther King got assassinated. Sit down. I ain't gonna tell you again. But yeah, that's what it was. Cause I think it was Malcolm X was first, and then it was JFK, and then when they assassinated Martin, that shit, shit went haywire. Like shit was a great break, and that's the only reason they passed the Civil Rights Act. That's my whole point. But anyway, let's move on.
Look. You said he mentioned that black people were not fit to put.
Yes, that is the whole thesis of Up From Slavery.
No, it's
Did
not.
you read the book?
I did not read the book.
There you go. Then you don't know what you're talking
I
about.
know other.
Let me tell you something, brother. I am a history teacher.
Let me finish what
I
I'm
teach
saying.
in the public school
Let me
system.
finish what I'm
You
saying.
are uneducated.
Let me finish what I'm saying. You cannot
You don't
teach
know what
He
you're-
told him, he said, I teach the public schools. You're miseducated. You are uneducated. Or you miseducated. Or whatever, something like that. And he's not lying. But you notice Brad Tatum said, well, I know other things. What other things you talking about? This is the problem with right-wingers. You keep bringing up shit that's lies that's not true. It's not even in the history books. The shit that they bring up. They just bringing up conspiracy theories. But anyway, let's move on.
You don't know what you're talking about.
And I want you to understand, this brother is a teacher. He's literally a teacher.
Let me tell you something, brother. I am a history teacher.
Let me finish what
I
I'm
teach
saying.
in the public school
Let me
system.
finish what I'm
You
saying.
are uneducated.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's a history public school teacher. So Brian Tatum is sitting there trying to argue with somebody that's qualified of what they're saying. Anyway, let's move on.
Finish what I'm saying. You cannot.
You don't know what you're talking about.
If you're telling me that Republicans did not unanimously vote for the 13th, 14th, 15th Amendment and the Civil Rights
You
Act.
are being given.
You cannot tell me you're a teacher
as a
if you are
token,
not, and you do not understand.
You are
Wait,
lying
guys,
about
do not talk over each other. We can't
Republicans-
hear anything either you're saying.
He's not allowing me to make a single point.
Because I'm making
No,
points
because you're afraid
of what?
of the truth.
I just explained
That's
to
what-
you.
When you
I just
earn,
explained to you.
when you
Why can't
earn
you
a
answer?
living off of lies, you are afraid of the
Give me a
truth.
lie that I told.
The idea that Republican policies benefited black people, and that
I
is
just
not
gave
true.
you Republican
No,
policies.
let me give you an example.
Give me examples that they've hurt black people.
I'll give you an example. During the Hoover administration, 43% of black people who were employed in domestic work. And the reason for that is because they were shut out of truly gainful employment. And the segment who was hurt the most were black men. Black women could get jobs as maids and things of that sort. But black men, any job that gave them the opportunity for social dignity, value, and worth, they were systematically denied. And a lot of it had to do with Booker T. Washington's message. Now, guess what?
Booker T. Washington's message
Has been harmful.
that I have.
You have not
I've
read the
read
book.
portions of his message.
No, read the whole
I
book.
will
He told him you ain't read the book. And he didn't. And see, this is the problem with sellouts. They don't read. Like, you can look at racist white Republicans. They don't read, bro. Like, seriously. Like, yo, these are facts that this man is telling him. And he's still trying to justify how Republicans, white racist Republicans, put it that way, because all black Republicans are token Negroes. I don't give a fuck what they say. You grew up in an era of where you got taught or trained to think like racist white people. It's just a fact. But anyway, let's move on. I love this brother.
Denied, and a lot of it had to do with Booker T. Washington's message. Now, guess what?
Booker T. Washington's message
Has been harmful.
that I have.
You have not
I've
read the
read
book.
portions of his message.
No, read the whole book.
I won't read the whole book. But you
No, mind, he said that he didn't read the book. Did y'all remember he said he didn't read Booker T. Washington's book? And now he's saying he read portions of it. That's like, all right, prime example. That's just like so-called Christians. They pick and choose of what they read out the Bible to push a narrative. Same thing. Mind you, I don't believe he read Booker T. Washington fucking book, even portions of it. Because he just already admitted, no, I ain't read the book. Okay. He didn't say, I didn't read the whole entire book, but I read portions of it. He didn't say that. He said, I didn't read it. So now you read portions of it? Let's move on, bro. Unbelievable.
Booker T. Washington's message
has been harmful.
that I have.
You have not
I've
read the
read
book.
portions of his message.
No, read the whole book.
I won't read the whole book. But you cannot sit here and tell me that Booker T. Washington's message was disenfranchising to black people.
And guess what?
That's not true.
You know why he can say that? Because you read portions of it and he read the whole book. So that's why he can say that and you can't say what you're saying. You read portions of it. So a portion can mean he read the beginning, a page or two, and maybe he read something maybe in the middle, a page or two, and maybe he read the end, a page or two. That's not the whole goddamn book.
Message
has been harmful.
that I have.
You have not
I've
read the
read
book.
portions of his message.
No, read the whole book.
I won't read the whole book. But you cannot sit here and tell me that Booker T. Washington's message was disenfranchising to black people.
And guess what?
That's not true.
Guess what he acknowledges in his
So
book?
the Tuskegee
He acknowledges.
Institute was detrimental to black
Guess
people.
what he said?
No. Was the Tuskegee
Yes, it was.
Institute
And let me tell
detrimental
you
to black
why.
people?
He acknowledged that
That is
the
insane.
people in Tuskegee, Alabama, the white community there, only allowed him to create that institute because he assured them he would not be teaching them anything that would lift them out of domestic status, anything that pertained to higher education, any knowledge of their history, or just the humanities, anything that white people took for granted in normal universities. It was designed to keep black people oppressed. That was the point.
Up from slavery. Booker T. Washington had a message of black success and personal accountability and responsibility.
And it's
he
a
did
lie.
not
And it's a
depend
lie.
on the government to do the things that black people
Yes,
could
he
already
did
do.
deny on the government.
He did not.
Yes,
He did not make his mission and his plan to
Yes,
say
he
that
did.
black people should depend on the government.
This is the lie.
First of all, number one, I'm going to let the brother jump in. He's a liar. Every race, even the white race, because it was a poor race too. People keep forgetting about when we all went over there and fought for the Jews. The Holocaust, right? When all those men came back, the ones that did come back, that's when welfare was created. And did y'all know that black people couldn't get none of those government assistance that now they bitch and complain about black people getting now? We had to fight for those government assistance. Only white men and their families could get government assistance. Like this dude, he literally doesn't know his fucking history. was not created under black people from the civil rights era. Welfare, government assistance, however you want to call it, was created under white people when we all, black people as well, went with white people to go and fight to beat Nazi Germany. That's when welfare, public assistance was even created. Because when the white men came home, women was all our women was working their jobs. But the country was fucked up because the men population wasn't here. You're talking about damn near close to half of the fucking population was gone. I say 40 to 30% of men was gone. And the jobs that the women, white or black, was working was the men's job. That's what they was working before they went off to fight that war in Nazi Germany. So when they came back, the economy wasn't all that great. And at that time, people don't really understand this, it wasn't more women than men at that time. So you took damn near close to half of the population of men and they went all to war. Oh, damn, people, give me a second. My wife called me again. My bad, people. My wife and shit. She get the shot and she shot, nigga. And I get it, she want to ask me what we need and is this cool and all. I get all that shit, but still, craziness. But anyway, let's get back into it.
Government to do the things that black people
Yes,
had
he
already
did deny on the government.
He did not.
Yes,
He did not make his mission and his plan to
Yes,
say
he
that
did.
black people should depend on the government.
This is the lie
That is a
for
lie.
everybody who is listening to me. The lie is that black people should focus solely upon family and their economic status and ignore agitations
It's
for
not
social
ignoring, it's
social
prioritizing.
equality. No,
It's
and he actually
prioritizing
says,
family,
he actually says in that
personal
book
responsibility.
that
Let me say this about these coon ass black people. It's awfully funny that they say that black people could just did whatever we did back in those days. And we don't live under them same rules that our ancestors fought for us not to live under. It's easy for these coon ass black Negroes, these token Negroes. That's why you see them now. They so openly emboldened. Right? And that's why they so openly emboldened and disrespecting our black people now that's still fighting for us. Because it was Booker T. Washington, some of them, they was token Negroes. It wasn't a lot of them like that, but it was token Negroes that helped destroy black shit that he won't acknowledge. What happened with Malcolm X, the FBI was involved in it. That was white supremacy. All assassinations of our people or investigations, J. Edgar Hoover, all that shit, that was racism. He don't want to never acknowledge that. Or how that set us back as a people. We don't have those people. That's why he disrespects Martin Luther King and shit like that. But mind you, he doesn't benefit to be the sellout coon ass nigga he is right now if it weren't for Martin Luther King. He would be ostracized from the black community. Yes, we was more together than his black ass, him, Stephen A., all of them. They will be ostracized from black folks. We wouldn't put up with that shit. Our ancestors, our elders wouldn't have put up with the Brandon Tatums of the world. But we do. That's why this Negro feel comfortable of disrespecting our people and siding with white supremacy. There's no consequences for him. You can't have it both ways, bro. These goons can't have it both ways. Was civil rights a good thing or a bad thing? Nobody said civil rights was all perfect because all other races benefited more from that shit than we did. But to say that civil rights was a bad thing, Martin Luther King was, that whole movement was bad, nigga, you were still, I guess because he looking at it because I'm a sellout. I can survive because I'm a sellout to the racist white people. I'm a massa nigga. So of course you feel like it's you would survive without civil rights because you're a massa nigga. Like these coons are unbelievable. And like my whole thing is with these coons, okay, you good, you survive. You don't need black people. Well, stop talking about us. But you can't survive without speaking bad and bringing harm to our people. You can't make money off of not speaking about black pain. You can't do that. You won't be as successful. Go talk about white people shit. Go talk about white power. Don't bring up black people. Don't talk about our indifferences. Don't talk about our shit, what harms us, or the bad shit, the good shit, or whatever. Don't talk about it at all. Talk about white supremacy. But like I said, even with the white supremacy, this ignorant fuck, he don't understand. These racists don't exist without pointing the finger at black people of how bad we are. Right? In their minds. We are the enemy in every scenario in this country. We somehow got to play a role to be the bad motherfuckers. We the problem. So even the racists, they can't even stop talking about us. If they so much white power and we so lesser than them, why they got to speak about black people? Because they have to. We their enemy. Anyway, let's move on.
Economic status and ignore agitations for social equality. No,
It's
and he actually
prioritizing
says,
family,
he actually says in that
personal
book
responsibility.
that agitations for social equality are the extremist folly because black people are not prepared to be social equals to white people. He actually says that
That's
has
not-
been the
that's not
program of the
pejorative.
Republican Party ever since
First
then.
of all, that's a lie.
And now, guess what else
That's a
happened?
lie.
So, after
Why did the Democrats have, until Cory Booker recently, had the longest filibuster against the Civil Rights Act?
right, I'll tell you
The
why.
longest in history.
So basically, what happened
recently?
is prior to that act, there were a number of Dixiecrats who were the inheritors.
Racist Democrats.
The inheritors of slavery, chattel slavery, and then Jim Crow era that
Racist
took its
Democrats.
place. Guess what? After those acts, the Voting Rights Act and the Civil Rights Act.
First of all, he keep trying to bring up Dixiecrats. I keep saying this shit. Both parties was racist. Because if that was the case, then why didn't Republicans stop Jim Crow? Why didn't they stop it? They didn't push to stop Jim Crow. If the Republicans were so great at that time, why didn't they stop Jim Crow? Why did even Jim Crow even exist? Let's move on, bro.
I'll tell you, the inheritors of slavery, chattel slavery, and then Jim Crow era that
Racist
took its
Democrats.
place. Guess what? After those acts, the Voting Rights Act and the Civil Rights Act were passed.
Unanimously
guess what?
Republicans.
There was a 20 to 30% shift away from the Democratic Party into the Republican Party. And then, surprisingly, Nixon begins his war on drugs, which is a part of his law and order program. And guess what happens? Black people become 6 to 7 times higher to be arrested for drug abuse versus white people. They are mass incarcerating us, and it's a direct.
And the crazy part about it, he knows that because he just admitted that the first act that he says that Trump passed or whatever his Trump, thing, that his uncle got out of jail. That wasn't Democrats that only passed that. That was a Republican policy to destroy the black community. He's trying to ignore that like he's stupid. Listen, he's not that smart like you think, but he's intentionally trying not to act like he don't comprehend shit to fit his narrative. But anyway, let's move on. His brother is schooling him right now, and that's why he don't really have shit to say, because he knows what this brother is saying is factual. That's why he throw little subliminals and take shots and say little stupid shit here and there, try to act like he's winning the conversation. You're not, or the debate.
Program, and guess what happens? Black people become 6 to 7 times higher to be arrested for drug abuse versus white people. They are mass incarcerating us, and it is directly tied to Republican policy.
No,
Okay, we have to pause here. You have been voted out by the majority. Thank you so much.
Introducing the Spectracide Wasp, Hornet, and Yellow Jacket trap with a lure that's
Majority. Thank you so much. If you would like to be the next debater, get to that chair in 3, 2, 1.
Watch out now. How you doing?
So your claim is that Trump and Republicans are better for the Black community than Democrats.
Yes.
Okay. I think that claim is patently false, and let me explain why. Take the institution of voting, the most sacred thing that the Constitution protects, something that we need for elected officials to represent us.
Okay.
Repeatedly, Republicans have used the judiciary to discriminate against Black people in voting.
How?
We have cases like Louisiana versus Calais. The recent case that in 2026 has caused all the redistricting crisis that you see right now. And when you see the effects of that for the Black community, the Congressional Black Caucus is set to lose 16 to 19%, or it's not 16 to 19 members, 30% of its representation. Regardless of anything that you are saying communities should be doing, you have to still elect people to represent you to make those policy decisions.
Yeah, but
let me finish.
I'll let you finish.
If you are erasing the ability for people to have that representation, and you're making it even harder to vote, like decisions like Shelby v. Holder, which makes it harder to eliminate discriminatory laws, or you have cases like Pernovich v. DNC, which are striking the ability to challenge laws that we think are discriminatory for mail-in voting. It's not good, and it's not reasonable to say that Republicans are representing Black people's
Let me
interests.
put this in simplistic terms. Voting is a sacred right,
Yes.
right? And Black people were afforded voting rights, which we all should fight for. Having voter ID.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop that. What he's not saying, yeah, we fought for it. Why we had to fight for it? Because the country was built on racism. The country was built on not allowing Black people to have voices. So the Civil Rights Act was the only reason that we all even have the right to speak. That, like, unless we gonna be out in the streets. Like Martin Luther King and them, nigga. So for Negroes, I don't give a fuck who you are. For you to disrespect or come off as the way of disrespecting, oh, I ain't gonna vote. Or I'm not, or try to pretend that Martin Luther King didn't fight for us to vote, or the people that was part of the Civil Rights Act, the disrespect them is so disrespectful. You niggas don't have no voice. None of us have a voice without our ancestors. So you niggas, listen, let me just say this too. To the niggas that talk about, it don't change nothing, we vote. Okay, fine. It can feel that way. And you partly could be right. A small point, right? Because it just can feel that way. But what about our ancestors that died for us to vote, to have a say? So you thought, listen, y'all think the civil rights was just about, some of you Negroes think, the Civil Rights Act was just about us voting. No. It was about us having rights like everybody else, mainly white folks. That shit came with freedom of speech and all that shit. That Civil Rights Act was bigger than what the fuck y'all think it is. Y'all think it's just about voting. The Civil Rights Act was about us getting treated equally. Not just about fucking voting. Y'all need to understand that as black folks. This shit ain't just about voting. You get rid of the Civil Rights Act, nigga, then they can say, hey, you know what? You have no right to speak. Like, I think a lot of our black folks, the problem with some of our black folks, you motherfuckers ain't educated. And y'all want to sit there, oh, it don't matter. It doesn't matter if we vote or not. Okay, cool. Cool. You see how that shit work out for you now. Trump saying, oh, nah, nigga. We don't even want you to vote no more. That shit should be offensive to black people. Knowing, if we know the history of our people that died and sacrificed their life for us to even vote, and you motherfuckers sitting there acting like, oh, no, we ain't in no racist country. Bullshit. This country will never, ever be a country where racism doesn't exist. It will never exist. You can want it, you can hope it got better, and it got better, but this country is, the core of this country is built on racism and systemic racism. I don't understand why some of you black folks don't think that, because what? Got white friends? You can go to restaurants, you can drink out the same water fountain, you can shake your hand, you can talk to white people, you can fuck white girls. All that shit comes from the Civil Rights Act. And if you don't protect that, you lose all that shit. All those white women you fuck, white men you fuck, the freedom of speech, all that shit, it goes away. Because we was less than before the Civil Rights Act. Less than. You motherfuckers need to probably need to go and research how shit was in Jim Crow. Fuck slavery. I said fuck it. But don't even go that far. Go to Jim Crow. See how a lot of our aunts and uncles and great uncles and shit like that, what they was going through. Before the Civil Rights Act, Jim Crow era. You niggas don't get it. You niggas so content and privileged that everything is okay. It's all fine. It's okay. It's all fine. You know. But you feel like you got some rights. But you ain't got no goddamn rights if they get rid of shit. So that's on y'all. But anyway, let's move on.
Is protecting that sacred right that black people will make sure that black people can actually vote without being eliminated in their voting power by illegal aliens.
This goes beyond.
Let me go.
Wait.
He's a liar. That got nothing to do with illegal immigrants. He's trying to mix somehow the illegal immigrants voting to black Americans. The Civil Rights Act. That is a lie. Why would he lie like that? That is not why the Civil Rights Act was created. It had nothing to do with that, bro. Listen to it again. Y'all think I'm lying to what he just said?
Republicans are representing black people's
Let me
interests.
put this in simplistic terms. Voting is a sacred right.
Yes.
Right? And black people were afforded voting rights, which we all should fight for. Having voter ID is protecting that sacred right that black people will make sure that black people can actually vote without being eliminated in their voting power by illegal aliens.
This goes beyond.
That's not true. I'm sorry. He basically saying to get rid of illegal immigrants or having illegal immigrants here, they vote. And that would stop our power of voting. Bullshit. First of all, Brandon Tatum, number one, you don't stand up for black people. That's number one. Number two, to bring up illegal immigrants is it's disrespectful on so many type of levels, or why it will harm us from voting. No, it doesn't. It does not. The reason they got a problem with illegal immigrants that become citizens, right? Because you got to understand that. There's one thing, an illegal immigrant can't vote. Okay? Even if they're in the process of getting they status here, they can't vote at all. Not on a federal level or local level. They can't vote. No, let me explain something to you how shit really works. He trying to throw this scenario here. Do you know that if you are illegal, not illegal, but you was somebody that came the right way to get legal status, you still can't run for president. Okay, mind you, this is what he does. Illegal immigrants, right? Giving them status, that means they can vote when they get status and they're here legally. They can vote state and federal level. That's what he's talking about. He's talking about people that comes the right way of immigrants. That does this shit the right way. That's the problem that he has. That's white supremacy talk. Because what happens is if you get immigrants that come here the right way and do it the right way, they can vote. And it stops their agenda of their racist bullshit. Because you got to think, a lot of them come from fucked up countries with dictators. So half of them comes here the right way. They're like, oh no, we're not voting for that bullshit. Then they find out what the American system is. That's why they don't vote the way. But what they don't tell you, at this period of time, in the last 10 years, people that came here as immigrants and got legal status usually vote Republican. That's what they don't tell you. They're mad because when those type of people come here, they create, because they create kids, generations of kids. Those kids are growing up in America. America is the problem that they got a problem with. It's not the illegal immigrants. It's part of it. They got a problem with it. But the other part is that they're creating natural born citizens that's growing up in America and seeing the fucked up shit America is. And that's why they don't want those immigrants to come in. They're not coming here illegal. That's why, if you notice, they always say the illegals. It's not a lot of illegal immigrants here. It's not. It is more immigrants here that's doing shit the right way than it's illegal immigrants. These are facts. That's why you see this administration targeting people that actually literally going to immigration court to make sure they're good, and they're arresting them and they're deporting them. And treating them like they're here illegally. The shit is deeper than what y'all think it is. Even when you talk about the Haitians, same shit. They getting them Haitians out here on Cleveland, even though they helped the governor, that's a Republican, said they helped save this county financially. And Trump is still deporting their ass back to Haiti. You know why? Because The one thing about rich, racist white people, and this is the problem I have with MAGA people that's voters. They like that y'all poor and ignorant and stupid. They want y'all to think that y'all can go work these bullshit ass jobs. Those Haitian people that came over there in Cleveland that worked those jobs, nigga, they worked for pennies. They was underpaying them. And I told y'all the one thing about people that ain't from this country, they don't really come from shit. They come from fucked up shit. And the one thing about them, they tribal. So they stay together and they put all their money together and send back to their people. That's a gift that they got. Right? Because they're a different type of poor than American poor. It's a different type of poor. Even the rich white people hate the poor white. It's different. They come over here and they do the right thing. They all get together. We all in this shit together. And they send money back to all their families. They get together. They bring each other in. They tribal. And I told you about white supremacy. Whenever they see black people, regardless if it's American black people or other black people from Haiti, whatever, African continents or countries, they don't like that shit. Anytime black people from wherever they from, they don't like that black people, they take care of each other. They don't like that shit. That shit it's always a threat to white supremacy in this country. Why y'all think they so upset at liberal white people that's good, liberal white people that support black shit or other entities of minority shit? You know why they hate it? They call them sellouts. They say that now they new language is they hate America. That's what they say to Democrats that or white liberals that support black people doing black shit or minorities doing minority shit to help their people. They feel like they're traitors. Listen, it's deep, but it ain't that deep for me because I know the shit. But for some people, it's deep. Or what I'm saying, it's not that deep to me. I listen. In the last 15 years, I seen this shit literally happen in this country. And then you do the history of this country, like, oh, this shit don't shock me, bro. Don't shock me at all. These people are ridiculous. These races in this country are ridiculous. And listen, y'all don't think a lot of these powerful white people are racist. They literally are. And then they use token black niggas like Brandon Tatum and they pick and choose black people they want in them spaces because they have to have them in that space to try to pretend that they're not racist. So we're doing this, it ain't about race, because look, we got this token black nigga, or these token black niggeros, or these token black minority group, minority people. That's how they justify their racism. This shit, it's not even old. It's not even old. I mean, it's not even like new. It's old. It's old material. They've been doing this shit. Anyway. All right, people, I'm back.
Let me go.
Wait,
Want to allow
But this goes way beyond
illegal
voter ID.
aliens
This goes
to
way
vote
beyond.
in the election.
This goes way beyond
And they don't
voter
want
ID.
secure elections.
They simply don't want people who are black to be elected.
How is that possible?
Because majority minority districts were created by the Voting Rights Act of 1965. That specific piece of legislation, which Republicans have repeatedly targeted through decades, has said, hey, there was history done here that harmed people, and as a way to make up for it, slowly over time, we need to designate specific areas, black populous areas, to have accurate representation
And
of
what the
folks.
Supreme Court ruled?
The Supreme Court ruled that, hey, actually, no, you guys don't need this representation.
You cannot
This
do
is
it
unconstitutional.
based on race.
Yes, you can. Because they already have done it. So he's lying. Once again, the Supreme Court has shown you in the last 5 or 6 years, you can say, right, that they're okay with discriminating against people. Literally. When you got enough racists on the Supreme Court, why didn't you think the Supreme Court was just as racist back then in the last 40 years? What? Because they had token Negroes? Like this dude literally lives in La La Land.
To designate specific areas, black populous areas, to have accurate representation
And what
of
did the
folks.
Supreme Court ruled?
The Supreme Court ruled that, hey, actually, no, you guys don't need this representation.
You cannot
This
do
is
it
unconstitutional.
based on race.
Certainly you
You
can.
cannot.
You
You
can't
cannot
have-
redistrict.
you cannot-
do
you
that
cannot-
based
you
on race.
You cannot deny.
Yes, you can. They're doing it now. They're literally doing it now. They're literally saying to certain districts, if Republicans run a state, it's a black district. They're literally taking a white district and merging that with a black district, that the population of that white district is bigger than the black district, and joining and merging them together, and knowing that these people are going to in that white district that they joined together is going to overtake that district. They're literally doing that. So Brandon Tatum is just blatantly lying, or he's just ignorant and stupid, and maybe he don't know. But we know he don't know about history, so maybe he don't know.
Black people from having the right to
Black
vote and
people-
represent themselves.
Let me explain.
Because you have white people in Louisiana versus Calais. That's what the case
Let me-
is.
let me-
Okay,
let me-
pause
let me
here.
get some-
Let
this is-
Officer Tatum speak.
Okay, this is the problem here. You are assuming that black people can only vote for Democrats.
No, I didn't assume
Yes,
that.
you are, because
no,
the
I
redistricting-
didn't. Where did I say that?
Because
When did I say
I'm
that?
saying you're insinuating that.
I'm not
Because you
insinuating that.
cannot draw.
No, he did not insinuate that. He did not say that. And then, like I said, if that's the case, if he's insinuating that, then Brandon Tatum is ignorant to the point that we're with his party that he's with the right wing. That's what they're trying to do. Both things can be true. But anyway, let's move on.
Lines of demarcation based on race. That is against the United States Constitution. They ruled that, which is why they had to redraw lines. Black people have a right to vote for anybody that they want that acts in the best interest of the black community or the community at large. It doesn't have
Not if you are outnumbered. I just explained to you, if you put a majority black neighborhood, a black district, right? And that black district is black, right? And then you bring in, you add on to that black district that has nothing to do with that black district. This is gerrymandering here, what I'm talking about. And then you bring that white majority, you join those two things together. Excuse me, a certain district. And that white district, excuse me, a vote, say 90% of them or 80% of them vote Republican, right? Because they like to hide behind Democrat and Republican. I don't hide behind that. And you take that, and that district that you merge together with the black community, half of those white people outnumber the fucking black people in that district that already had their district. And then you already know half of that. And then the other half of that, you know how they voting. That's gerrymandering. You're trying to silence the black vote in the black area. So you basically said, we're going to take control of this black area. That's just what happened. And he's trying to deny that, but it's true.
They ruled that, which is why they had to redraw lines. Black people have a right to vote for anybody that they want that acts in the best interest of the black community or the community at large. It doesn't have to always be Democrats.
There's a reason why black people vote for Democrats, and there's a reason why there's only 5 elected Republicans in Congress that are black.
The problem in the black community today. The consistency of voting for these Democrats who ain't done nothing for black people and still haven't. We're to this day, many people that are sitting around here are still complaining about the plight against the black people, but y'all still vote for Democrats. And Democrats have been elected and in office for the majority of the time in the last decade.
Republicans have done
what have they done?
Okay, but what I'm saying is, what is the plight that Republicans, they platform and what they trying to spread? What are they putting out there to the black community? We got to be Christian. We got to be this. We got to hate gay people. It's gay people in the black community. Right? Like, we're not going to do that. These are our family members. They want us to ostracize people that the Republicans feel that they should be ostracized. We're not going to do that. That's why you see majority of black people vote Democrat, because of the simple fact that we don't agree with everything with the gay community and others and shit like that, but we know people from all those different communities and friends with family members or somehow we related to. Why would we go with the Republicans of saying, if they this, ostracize them, get them out of here? Why would we do that? That's what they're offering. I'm not discriminating against gay people because I disagree with some shit or certain or minority groups that I disagree with. Like, it's half of the Latino community that voted for Trump on that side. That means the other half, I'm just going to be like, fuck y'all. I want to see y'all struggle and go through what y'all going through. No. That means I'm grouping all of them together. Because 45 to 50% of their people voted for the other side. So I just say, fuck all of y'all. That don't eat. Never mind. Let's move on.
Republicans have done way more damaging things, even just just recently with Doge, we had the highest exodus of black women in the federal workforce. I'm not sure if you're not aware of that information, but wait, I'm not sure if you're aware of that information, but
cutting spending
for social services, increasing poverty, increasing crime, increasing debt, and harming people over and over again who are doing nothing to help the black community and trying to perpetuate a policy platform that insists that black people.
Understand, you need to understand about what Doge did. He's not lying. You know, Doge, like I said, the most employed, educated is black women in this whole entire country. These are just facts. Doge went in that bitch in the federal government. Got rid of all those black women. That hurts the black community financially. Because if they single mothers or however you want to look at it, they're bringing home the bacon. So that harms our youth. It harms our youth. Financially. Society-wise. It harms that. You take away, you fire these women. These black, come on, bro. And they highly educated. And it's not that they're just highly educated. They are qualified. And you fire them for what? And you say, oh, to save money. What? How are you saving money for people that are highly qualified for their position? Like I say this, if we save money, why is gas prices and food still high? My wife hit me up a couple times, and she talking about how high shit still is, and she went to the market. My wife still spent shit that normally the shit she bought normally would be under $75. It's not that. It's over $100 fucking. So how is this helping? I told people, listen, even you try to live single somewhere of getting an apartment or housing, you're still spending just by yourself. By yourself. You ain't got to worry about nobody else, right? You got your own shit. You get your own apartment. You know that you're going to spend just a month. And this is in Baltimore. You're going to spend about $3,000, $4,000 a month. I know niggas spend that and they got one kid. I know a nigga I fuck with, not put his business out there too much. We'll say his name. A nigga I work with, my dude. This dude probably spend about $3-4 grand a month. He's a single father, take care of his kid. He going to do some shit, whatever, with his kid's mom, whatever. But he take care of his kid. He got his kid. Put a kid in school, pay babysitters and shit like that, and still got to pay. He rents some shit the way he live or whatever. Still got to pay that. Electric, gas and electric, the other shit for internet, all that other shit. This shit costs some money. You talking about $2,000-$3,000 for just one person. A single father. So imagine a single mother with kids. Come on, man. Like I said, for some people, even for me, to a certain extent, to be sitting out there bragging about, oh, well, this is what I can do or what I can do. This is what I do with money. That's disrespectful and it's irresponsible. And it's selfish. It's so disrespectful. Everybody can't do what I can do. I got a partner and we still go through our struggles financially. But imagine somebody that has their single mother or single father, they going through some shit. Motherfuckers was like, yo, Kenny, you just be going on vacation. You do what you do. Niggas, I do what I do, but I don't try to rub that shit in people's face. I don't try to disrespect people. I ain't like, oh, I got it like that. No, I ain't got it like that, nigga. I just can do that because I can do it. I plan for it. That shit take money. That shit take sacrifice. It takes shit like that. But my sacrifice ain't like others. My homie, I got love that I'm talking about. He take care of his kid. Nigga, his struggle may be made different from mine. His fun, how he have fun, how he express himself to go out and enjoy himself might be different from me. I'll be feeling like, oh, this nigga live loosely. But I can't say that. Right? I can feel that way, but I can't say that to him. That nigga go loosely do you, bro. This nigga take care of his kid. All the bills he paying. And don't even, and we, listen, I know he helped his family members with money and shit, help them out. So, like, yo, like, motherfuckers gotta be respectful of others, of their sacrifice and what they sacrificing. You don't know what the fuck people going through, bro. Or what they doing, how much money they spending. I got homies and shit. I got a homie and shit. This nigga, I know my homie. Nigga, I called him one day. I said, yo, I need a little loan, so. I'm like, all right. I ain't got that, but I can give you this. I was like, all right, cool. I did that, whatever. I overspent. Right? I did some shit I ain't supposed to do, but I overspent. And I was like, yo, need the bubba. He hit me, boom, cool. He gave me what he can give me. I said, all right, I got you. The next motherfucking week, I hit that nigga back up, gave him shit. But the point is, I know my nigga. That nigga spend way more money than I do. Or close to it. I put it as it's about equal. Close to equal, or he may spend a little more. For sure. I don't pocket watch no nigga. But it's shit, yo, come on, bro. That nigga married. I mean, not married, but he with his woman and shit. They got a crib, whatever, car insurance or whatever. I don't know all they shit, but and then the nigga, he my godson, man, he just graduated high school. Oh, that's a lot of money. And then he don't know if this nigga want to go to college or nothing. Like, we don't know that. That's a whole nother different level of some shit. And this is my nigga. Like I said, you don't know what people going through, bro. Everybody be trying to, like, understand, like, pocket watching niggas. Like, yo, get the fuck out of here, bro. You don't know what a nigga going through. Niggas' money is different. That's why I don't like to throw my finances in front of people's faces. That's why I don't get to throwing money in people's faces. Like, oh, nigga, this is what I got and all that. Nigga, that shit is disrespectful. It hurts. Because if you ain't got it and somebody throw that shit in your face, you're going to be hurt by that. Ain't that motherfucker supposed to be your friend or supposed to be close to you, cool, or family member? Like, nigga, get the fuck out of here. That's why I don't even fuck with a lot of my family. Because that's all they about. They like to pocket watch. They like tell you how much you got and throw shit in your face or what you should do and what you can do. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. That's why I don't even fuck my family like that. That shit is crazy, bro. But anyway, let's move on.
Need to be put down is not what they put people forward.
That is a lie.
Absolutely.
You are
not.
saying that we're going to cut government spending, but we should leave all the black people there because they're black.
No, we should
spending.
increase government spending by taxing the rich, funding our communities, and putting us in jail instead of putting people in power.
Taxing the rich is a foolish statement by you. What do you mean by taxing the rich?
We in California have already seen.
That's why people are leaving California.
Oh, wait.
That's why businesses are leaving here.
In California,
companies are leaving.
In California, even in the
Yeah,
basic
and they're going to other countries where they can take advantage of poor people. What is the difference? Right? I'm saying this is the difference. These companies will leave America to go to another country to take advantage of poor people. Are we supposed to be okay with that as Americans? When they didn't take care of us, and that's why they leaving. They don't want to give us raises. They don't want up the pay grade. They don't want to give us shit. But we supposed to be okay because you know what? Oh, feel a certain type of way. We should cower ourselves down to some shit. Excuse me. Of people. Okay, they said, oh, they ain't gonna fuck with us. We asking for too much and all this other shit. And then they go to another country and the people that get to work in these factories or wherever they go to work, I mean, wherever they go to have these people work, they mistreating them. They not paying them. So they go from not wanting to pay us to going to another country and probably triple underpaying the people that go to another country. And that's supposed to make us feel better. We supposed to feel some type of way about these businesses and shit. Like, nah, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Anyway, let's move on.
When we taxed the rich, we were able to fund the University of California systems. And what did Ronald Reagan do? Ronald Reagan said, let's slash that because black people need to suffer, communities need to go down. And what do we know? Now we have budget deficits affecting our systems. We have laws from the 1970s still
Let's
on
talk
the
about
books
taxing the rich.
Oh, wait.
There's a law.
We can talk about taxes too. Let's go.
Still selling black
And
folks
mind
to this.
you, if he's not lying. If you saying just let the rich get rich, which is Donald Trump is doing, okay, then how is that right now helping the people? People are losing their business. Prices are going up. People have to work people losing. We lost jobs. Because Trump saying it's okay if you don't want to pay them in these states, then you can go ahead and go there and move over. Because he's benefiting from it. He's getting a little kickback from that. Like, yo, what the fuck is he talking? Anyway, let's move on.
Hey, taxing the rich they're not going to change the tax code. So taxing the rich is a myth. Would you benefit more financially if you left California?
Depends on how I use my money because I'm a smart person.
It doesn't matter about being smart because the taxes are out of control.
I think money and how you manage it as your person. And when you talk about personal
responsibility, you're still going to be less successful here
You've been voted
financially.
out with the majority. Thank you so much.
Pleasure talking to you.
We're going to do this last one, y'all.
But also, the progress. This is what progress is.
This shit's like 2 hours long.
Majority. Thank you so much.
Pleasure talking to you.
If you would like to be the next debater, get to that chair in 3, 2, 1.
Nice to meet you.
I wanted to ask, just in terms of him refusing to sign not only the Affordable Housing Act, but also refusing to sign the bipartisan 2024 bill when it comes to putting more money on our borders, right? Because we talked about immigration. Why would he refuse these acts if, in reality, if we put more money there, we would have more officers and less fear, and we would be able to actually have legal immigration streamlined more cleanly? Because the question is not, I'm guessing you're not against immigration, you're against illegal immigration, or
for the most part, I'm against illegal immigration, but I also believe we need to measure how much immigration we're actually allowing in this country.
First of all, let me explain something to everybody about immigration. We do, as Americans, we do not we don't have more kids than immigrations. People that's immigrants. We do not have that. We're not doing that. We've seen the decline of it. So it is what it is. But understand, the country was built on immigration. Everybody here, damn near, right, is part of immigration. Right, we are all a part of that. Like I told you, I did my research. On one side of my family, it's immigration, right? Like, as far as like my dad's side of the family, that's immigration. My mom's side of the family, we go back. Black people been here, Native Americans and shit. That's how we connected to Native Americans. That's why I'm part Native American. And it was black people here and shit like that. So that's on my mom's side. But on my dad's side of the family, that's immigration. My people is you know, not like from this country. My grandfather is not from this country. His father is not from this country, right? But on my mom's side, and go deeper, my father and my grandfather and great grandfather and great all that, go deep down into it. We are from America. We are like on my mom's side of the family, we Black and Native American. And this is who we are. Our people was already here. So I did the research on that. But on my dad's side of the family, no, they are immigrants. My dad's side of the family is immigrants. Even my grandfather, he's not like, all right, he's an American, but to go down the history of my grandfather, his dad is an immigrant. His mother is a mixed black woman. Right? She's biracial. Right? And then even you go down deep into that heritage over on that white side of the family, they're not from America. Like, you get what I mean? And then even the black part of that, right? Because this is a mixed heritage. My grandfather, father, he's from the islands. It's not from America. I go deep, like I said, I go on my mom's side of the family. Yeah, we mix with Native American, Black, and shit like that. But that goes deeper. Like even like my mom's side of the family, my grandfather on my mom's side of the family, he's African. But my great grandmother, it goes deeper than that too, as well as her that legacy. That shit is that's here. That's Native American, that is Black people that was here. You know what I mean? Shit like that. That was already here. So like I said, if you don't do the history of your people, excuse me, or your family, you don't really know. Because there's a lot of Black people. Excuse me, it's a lot of Black people here that don't have any, they don't understand their history. That's why I never, when we talk about Black Americans, a lot of Black Americans that talk about they Black Americans don't really know the history, right? Because some of your people could be from outside of this country. They could be immigrants. And so it's like even with me, on one side of my family is immigrants. The other side of my family ain't. So am I a real American? Am I a real Black American? Like to them, right? Am I accepted? Like, yo, it's been so much slavery and shit happening here. You don't know. It's like it's white people mixed with us and shit like that. They're raped out ancestors and shit like that. So I got it springs that goes off even to racist white people from the European country. But I know part of my family members, they come from Black shit. Like, you know what I mean? Our Black people shit. Native Americans, and on my mom's side, like, even though that's a lot of our ancestors got raped through that ancestry, through white people, but that shit goes deeper than. That's why I always tell people, like, my great grandmother was Native American. She had the shit here right here. The Native American shit. She was Native American. My great grandma was Native American. So that's why I be trying to tell people, like, yo, but it's so much shit you mix with in America. That's why, like, being a Black American, like, I get how people feel a certain type of way about, like, y'all ain't fully like, you know what I mean? But yo, stop disrespecting Black culture. That's my thing. We created some shit, even though we mixed with some shit. America is mixed. A lot of us, so-called Black Americans, we mix with shit, and we can go deep. But like, oh, this side had that, and we foundational Black Americans. We mix with that shit. Even that shit is mixed. Our people got raped. Our women got raped. You know what I mean? It was Black men that had sex with white women that got raped by white women. People don't really realize that shit. So none of this shit is 100%. That's what I be trying to get our Black people to understand. It's no such thing as a full-blooded Black American. No such thing. We mix with European shit. It's just a fact. And you can deny it all you want. You can say, oh, and try to ignore the history of how shit got mixed together and shit like that. Like, you can deny it, but the truth is, ain't nobody in a Black American. There's no such thing as a true Black American. It's not. We too many different skin tones to be fully Black Americans. What is a true Black American? You can't say that. I told you about them pro-Black niggas. What they will do is they would ignore that our people. If our people came from slavery, a lot of our ancestors was mixed with shit because we got raped. A lot of our ancestors got raped. The women got raped, and some of the men. So it's like, yo, we mix with shit. So we are not a full Black American. This whole Black American. I guess Black American means I'm Black, and I don't know. It's weird, bro. I tell you about that whole shit with Black Americans. That shit, like, yo, that shit, that pro-Black shit, that shit is stupid. There's no such thing of it. Of Black Americans. There's no such thing. Tatum, he mixed with shit. You can look at that nigga. You know he mixed with shit. You know. I told you, if you want to know who a true Black person is, you gotta look at African people or with how they texture, who they is in their skin complexion. And then you can look at some African people where you see they mixed. That's how you know of how Europeans, raped and did what they did to African people. Like I said, everybody ain't dark-skinned, bro. And then I've seen dark-skinned people have curly hair. It's not that. My cousin got curly hair. And he's Black. He's darker than me. No. You get what I mean? No. I told you, some of my people come from the ship. Some of them come from just already being here with Native Americans. Like, you know what I mean? Black people already been here in America. There's no such thing of a pro-Black nigga. That's why I don't even like that shit. That shit bullshit. Ain't nobody in America is pro-Black. They are lying. They are making up shit to try to say like, seem like, oh, I'm pro-black. Tatum, she talking about, I'm Black American, nigga. Bullshit. Man, nothing about you that's pro-black. Nothing. I love being tribal, standing with my people in America. We Black Americans. I get that part of what he's saying. But at the end of the day, we're not really fully black. No black person, not even me, is fully black. Nothing. They are lying. Tanita Sheet is lying too. All of them lying. When they are light-skinned and dusty, the motherfuckers that you see, them Africans, they are fully black. Ain't nobody fully black in America if you brown-skinned and light like me. Or even when you see dark-skinned black people with curly hair and shit like that. No. There's no way that they're fully black. It's bullshit. Just want to let people know that. Niggas out here lying about their heritage. That shit crazy. But anyway,
people in America have needs that we need to address here.
How do you measure that?
We allow 1 million immigrants legally in the United States of America every single year. And we all in here care about the issues that go on in the black community. Yes. I would argue that black people need the financial support that we're giving these immigrants that are coming over here. I think it's not right.
Illegal immigrants actually don't get federal support.
They do get federal support.
Illegal immigrants, fact check that. Illegal immigrants do not have federal support. But actually, what I will say is that immigrants overall pay taxes. Illegal immigrants do not get federal support.
Get access to
illegal
social programs.
Immigrants?
They get access.
That's not true. Illegal immigrants do not get federal benefits. They don't. It's a lie. Now, is he talking about that immigrants that come over here the right way and they get benefit access from the federal government? If that's what you're talking about, then okay, that makes sense. But illegal immigrants do not get beneficial access to benefits for us, our country. That is a lie. That is some shit that the right wing made up. It's just a lie, bro. But anyway, let's move on.
But actually, what I will say is that immigrants overall pay taxes. Illegal immigrants do not get federal support.
Access to
illegal
social programs.
Immigrants?
They get access to Medicare. They get access to all immigrants, but illegal immigrants do as well.
I'm talking about specifically the border bill. Why did he reject it?
First of all, that's not true. He said even illegal immigrants get the same shit that immigrants that come here the right way to do some shit, they get the same benefits. It's a lie. It is a lie. That is not true, bro. Like, goddamn, Brett Tatum, you know better than this. But like I said, he cooning.
Because bills are not isolated. It's got a bunch of minutia, a bunch of spending that he doesn't agree with, and the Republicans don't agree with.
What did he not agree with?
All of those bills have
actually,
excess
a lot
spending.
of Republicans, it was a bipartisan bill.
Well, then why? Well, you tell me why he didn't sign it.
No, I'm asking you.
No, you tell me why he didn't sign it.
I'm asking you.
You're saying that he's doing it because he's racist.
I'm not saying. I didn't say that. Why are you putting him into? I genuinely am trying to ask you why didn't he?
The bill is not just singularly about border patrol.
But we're talking about healthcare. By 2034, 10 million Americans are going to lose their healthcare.
I'm so sorry. Yeah. Thank you both so much.
So that's
love and passion, though.
Tools
she
from
was
Harbor
toasting
Freight are
his
doing
ass.
hard work in real garages across America. Like at Nico's Automotive Shop and Displays.
So sorry. Thank you both so much.
So that's
love.
But she was toasting his ass because he couldn't answer the question. He kept lying. Like, get the fuck out of here. And like I said, he's not educated like y'all think.
Passion, though.
Time moves fast, but your credit score doesn't have to stay stuck. I remember how overwhelmed I felt trying to fix my credit. It felt like a catch-22.
Come on, man, with the goddamn commercial, man. What the fuck?
Then I found Kickoff, Signing up took minutes on my phone with no credit check and no hidden fees. For users with credit under 600, they see an average growth of 86 points. Kickoff helps $1.
Offer applies to new kickoff customers first month only. Subject to approval, offer subject to change. Average first year credit score impact plus 86 points.
This episode, now let's get back to the show.
My next surrounding claim is that police officers do more good in the Black community than harm.
All right, if you would like to be the next debater, get to the chair in 3, 2, 1.
I want to hear why you think that police do more good in the Black communities than harm.
Well, when you look at the functionality of law enforcement, meaning that the people who perpetuate crime in the Black community are arrested by law enforcement officers, removing them from the community, removing the predators, the drug dealers, and all of that from the community, which is a good thing. And I cannot name.
First of all, that's bullshit. Listen, I want to make this very clear about people that these so-called criminals that he's saying. First of all, listen, he admitted that his uncle was a criminal. I don't give a fuck he sold dope or not, right? He was a criminal. He was a goddamn criminal. And then, like I said, he only got charged for what he got charged for. Listen, every criminal that's in the street, I grew up in the streets. I was raised in this shit. So I know. Just because you don't commit certain crimes that other criminals commit that's amongst you, doesn't mean that you didn't commit to it or you didn't know about it. So you're talking about people that committed crimes. And just because they got arrested for certain shit that wasn't killing people or violent crimes doesn't mean they didn't commit violent crimes. But he glorified the First Step Act, right? That's only what they got convicted of. Doesn't mean they didn't have no part into committing violence. You understand what I'm saying? So this dude, he really genuinely do not understand what he's talking about. But anyway, let's move on.
People who perpetuate crime in the Black community are arrested by law enforcement officers, removing them from the community, removing the predators, the drug dealers, and all of that from the community, which is a good thing. And I cannot name other things that are harmful that outweigh all of the good that the police officers do.
How did the police first come about?
But you can be more detailed. That's not true.
Yeah, it's
the police. That's two different functionalities.
No, that's two different. It's just straight line. He asked him, how did the police was created? These are facts. And like I said, this dude just straight lied. The brother said it was created by Slave Patrol, which was a fact. It is documented. This ain't no shit that we can debate. This is what I mean having conversations with stupid people like him. It's no debate. Fucking the police was created by Slave Patrol to keep black people in check. These are facts. This ain't no shit. We gotta sit here and be like, he's trying to sit here and do the bullshit he do. It's a lie. Give me a second, y'all. Let's think about what he just said. See the lies that he just said, yo. And that's what I'm saying, yo. That's why you know he don't know his history. Let's go back, bro.
Drug dealers and all of that from the community, which is a good thing. And I cannot name other things that are harmful that outweigh all of the good that the police officers do.
How did the police first come about?
But you be more
Slave
detailed.
patrol.
That's
Patrol,
not true.
Yeah, it's
the police.
literally-
That's two different functionalities.
Fact check it. It's the origins.
You're talking about slave
policing,
patrols and modern day policing is completely different.
The origins of policing
That's not true.
in the United States of America.
It is true. God damn, you can't make this up. Dude sitting there talking about, oh, that's not true. Police was created to patrol black communities. They was the Klan members. What the fuck? Like, how do he not know this? Ain't nobody got to make this up to make white people feel bad about themselves. What the fuck is he talking about? These are facts. This is shit you can research and know. How police was created to patrol black communities. And mainly after the I don't know why I'm going blank. After the Civil Rights Act. I mean, not Civil Rights Act. I'm sorry. Fuck. It was before that. It was shit. I don't know why I'm going blank. That shit happened. But the police were created after the Civil War. If I'm saying that right, I could be wrong. But yeah, it was because of that. For slavery. That's what it was. They were slave patrols already. And then you go deeper in that and you're talking about after that, when black people got free from slavery, they was using the KKK to keep an eye on us. They created a whole entity of policing. They didn't create a policing, right? We talk about police, right? They didn't create that to police everybody. They had that shit to protect racist white people from black people. These are facts. I don't know why this nigga is trying to sit there and act like that don't exist. Like, come on, bro.
From the slave patrol,
That's
they still
true.
use the same badges.
That's not true.
The same, the
That's not
stars
true.
on the.
That's not true.
Fine. That's
the
fine.
functionality of slave patrols and the jurisdiction
I'm
that
not
slave
talking about
patrols
the
had
functionality. I'm
versus the
talking about
functionality and
actual-
jurisdiction of law
It
enforcement
derived
is
from
completely
the
different.
entire premise
That's
of
not true.
slave patrol. That's fine. That's fine.
That's not
Listen, okay, cool. So you don't think there's an issue with policing in the black community?
No.
You don't think there's an issue with stop and frisk?
No.
You don't think that there's an issue with like flock cameras and geo tracking?
No.
Got it. Okay,
I think
cool.
that helps eliminate crime.
Sure. Have you ever heard of the?
Yeah, but you know that the narrative is to push out there that black people commit more crime. That's why they came up with these laws. It was to basically not protect black people. It was to keep an eye on black people. That's why they created all these laws that he just said. And it doesn't say no. Okay, but cool.
Veil of Darkness study.
No, I have not.
Okay, the Veil of Darkness study was a study that was completed where 95 million traffic stops were actually checked across the United States of America. Vast pool, right? The methodology accounted for the time of day, for traffic, location, different shifts. Would you like to know what they found in that study when it came to policing and black people?
That black people commit more traffic violations than other people.
No.
That is true.
Black people were stopped for more traffic violations. Hold on, I got you.
Because they commit more traffic violations.
You don't know the study. How are you?
That's bullshit. Just think about that, yo. you automatically assume that black people is committing more crimes. Are you fucking or more traffic stops? Like, why would you think that? Because that's a narrative that they put out there. Why the fuck would you think that? That's coonery at its core. Listen, I know more black people ain't committing no fucking crime when they get pulled over.
I know what other studies and statistical data points show.
Okay, then give me another study that actually. Oh, sure.
You think they just pulling black people over just because they see a black person driving down the
literally,
street? That's
the
not
Veil
true.
of Darkness
You
study.
have no evidence.
The Veil of Darkness study that was done by Stanford and backed up by the CDC actually showed that what happens is during the day, police officers use racial bias because they can see people and they pull people.
That is facts. I looked this shit up. Like I told you, you're talking to a person that he say he believe in the government, only if the government agree with him. These are facts that the brother is bringing up. But Brenton don't believe in them facts because it doesn't fit his narrative. But anyway, let's move on.
Made a traffic stop in your life.
I'm literally gonna
let you finish.
They pull black people over during the day at a disproportional rate than white people, but at nighttime, when you can't see and it's harder to tell someone's actual race, then the average drops and it equals out.
Okay,
they actually found that in the study, 95 million traffic violations, that when you can't see someone's race, you focus on the traffic violations versus the day. Let me tell you
why your study is flawed. For one reason, I was a police officer many years. I do traffic stops during the day, and you cannot always tell the race of a person during the day, no matter what. Secondary,
I agree.
They're secondary. When you are patrolling, majority of the black people that you engage with live in what? Black communities.
Over police.
So you're going to make an excuse. We can get to that.
I'm not making an excuse.
It's not an excuse. They over police black communities. I watch videos of white cops say to a black mother, we pulled him over because of the simple fact that in this area it's a lot of crime. It's a lot of crime. Right? Okay, cool. So in this area of a lot of crime, why are you only pulling over black people? There's black people here. Everybody in the black community ain't committing a crime, or you assume that they're committing a crime. Why are you doing that? You're doing that because they're telling you, hey, you pull over anybody you think suspicious because they black. Because this community is black. So you got to pull these people over because it could be possible that these black people are committing crimes. Why is that? Why a police officer, even if they're in a criminal, they feel like, oh, this is an atmosphere of criminal behavior. Why are they just only pulling over black people? Or all the black people? Why is that? Because this community does crime? That doesn't mean everybody in the fucking community commit crime, bro. Even if it's a crime-infested neighborhood. It doesn't matter. Why would you do that? So they're going off a narrative. So you can say, oh, they're going off it as far as criminality. But the other part is you doing it because it's a black neighborhood. These black people are committing crimes. Everybody. There's some type of criminal shit happening because of the color of their skin. It's not just because of, I'm pulling them over because, it's a criminal neighborhood. That's bullshit. If he thinks that, that's stupid. But anyway, let's move on.
Secondary.
I agree.
They're secondary. When you are patrolling, majority of the black people that you engage with live in what? Black communities.
Over police.
So You're gonna make an excuse. We can get to that.
I'm not making an excuse.
You're making an excuse. When you're in the black community, you only have options to pull over black people.
Any type of empirics that disagrees with the Bell of Darkness study.
Let me finish. I believe that there's clearly a flaw in what you're saying this study represents.
Sure.
Because in the black community, I have plenty of other.
You got trust me, bros.
I did it for a living.
Yeah, that's cool.
And you did not. So,
like I've looked at the information.
I'm telling you why the study. I'm telling you why the study is wrong.
See, and I'm gonna tell you how this study is wrong. I lived in the community. I'm a part of my community. Honestly, people, they can say anything in the community is criminal. Now, I don't see no shit in the community. When I'm in the community, I'm in the hood. I'm in the hood where shit happens, where I work. And I'm telling y'all, everybody ain't committing no fucking crime. Like the way he trying to say it. Like, yeah, certain laws, maybe. Yeah, okay, cool. But why is it that everything in the black community, whatever we do, it ain't that big of a deal? They say is people are committing crimes in the black community. I'm in the community of black folks that's telling me, hey, baby, be safe out there. Be good out there. You need some water? I'm amongst my people. You good out here? And they tell me be safe. It's like because they understand it's some fuck shit going on out here. But honestly, I don't get that. So that's why I don't take that shit that's serious. There ain't nothing happening to me. And if it does, it happen, it happen. I love my people. I'm not going to put the person that's telling me that doesn't mean that they committing crimes. That means that they know that crimes happen. Right? It ain't no fuck shit happen. But it don't happen to me. So why would I assume that my interaction, even with niggas roaming around, I left my truck open. Right? When I'm delivering. Left my truck open. Nigga, ain't nobody steal nothing out there. Niggas ain't go there and do nothing. Because I don't assume all my niggas gonna do it. My black folks gonna do some shit, do some criminal shit. Because I don't have that mind state. But if you push that narrative of that every time you're in the black community, they go, you know, some of this fuck shit gonna happen that they say. I don't think that. I respect my people. I love my people. And yeah, and it might be a motherfucker here and there that may do it. But nigga, I've been in the hood, had my truck open. Ain't nobody stole nothing from me. At all. Not saying it can't happen. Not saying I ain't aware of it. I'm just saying I do not move around like that. If something happened, it happened. But I ain't going to try to put that on all my black folks in the community. I have notes when I deliver shit. People like, yo, hey, man, make sure you deliver this shit here and put that shit here because people steal. I get it. But I don't assume all my people going to steal. I ain't going to assume all my people steal. They don't.
Experiences indicative of all police.
I'm telling you why your study is off. When you're looking at patrolling in black neighborhoods, you cannot, how are you going to make a fair comparison of how many white people pulled over versus black people when there's only black people present in the black neighborhood? The veil of darkness cannot get in the mind.
First of all, you can. Because that's what the federal government does, as the state government. So if that's the case, then why are you saying that black people commit more crime? If he's saying that, this is what black people do, right? Then how you can say that then? So if you're saying the study is off and it's fucked up, then how can you say that that's what black people do? That's what we do in our community. He's telling them himself. But anyway, let's move on.
Your study is off. When you're looking at patrolling in black neighborhoods, you cannot, how are you going to make a fair comparison of how many white people pulled over versus black people when there's only black people present in the black neighborhood? The veil of darkness cannot get in the minds of a police officer and determine whether or not the police officer pulled a person over because their color or the violation.
It literally shows, if you look at the data
get in the
set,
mind and prove that a cop was looking at a black man in a racial target.
The darkness study, it shows not only the reason why they were pulled over, but it shows the ones that were thrown out. They were disproportionately pulled over.
So I can tell you this. I don't give a fuck what type of cop you are. Right? That's why I don't trust law enforcement. Like, people want to make it, yeah, it's about a race thing. I get that. But the other part is that that's why I don't trust law enforcement. Because if you are put in a situation where they tell you that this is a crime invested situation, right? You there. And they tell me, and the majority of that community is black. This just says it's white. You're going to racially profile. That's what you're going to do, because you're put there to do that. Right? So imagine you talking about decades of years that they did that to black people. Right? There's white people commit crimes. We know that. They commit more crimes than black people. We know that. But if I put you in a situation where black people are committing crimes, you're going to assume everybody in that mother, you might not even think about a white person or somebody that's a minority, different black people. You're going to pull over black people because you're put in that situation to kind of discriminate. Try to basically assume that they're committing crimes. And for this dude to sit there and pretend that he don't understand that, that's bullshit. That's bullshit, bro. I can't stand people like this. But anyway, let's move on.
And disproportionate pulled over, and there was a disproportion of black violations that were thrown out.
It doesn't matter.
Why?
Disproportionality
Why
does
is
not.
it so many black people pulled over and then so many of the violations were thrown out?
You gotta look at it like this. If you're looking at traffic stops across the country, different jurisdictions have different mandates and they have different standards for what they throw out as traffic violations. So you cannot make it.
Let me say this too. I work in the community. Let me tell you who's more credibility, have more credibility than a fucking police officer. A police officer, they're not respected in the black community like you think. But a motherfucker like me that come there and deliver packages and shit like that, I'm more respected than a fucking police officer. These are facts. And these motherfuckers keep trying to pretend that shit don't matter, it don't exist. But it does. I'm in the black community. My people treat me good in the community. Listen, I don't feel no threat from my people at all. If I'm there, listen, I'm trying to tell y'all, if I'm there to present some shit, yes, of course there's going to be some niggas that probably try and want to do some fuck shit to you. I get that. But I don't think about that. I'm there to do a service. I'm there to help my people to get what they need, right? What they order, whatever, right? But understand that's my thought process. But imagine a motherfucker like he talking about as a police officer when your whole thought process is to try to find criminals. I'm not trying to do that. The thought process is different. You're there to try to find criminals. I'm not there to do that. I'm there to serve my people. It is a different. If you are there to see what people are doing wrong, that's your whole purpose. They're there, right? So you have a different process of thinking. But if I'm there with my people and I'm there to serve my people, it is a whole different type of process. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? The difference of that? Like, I don't give a fuck. Yo, you law enforcement like that. Yo, as law enforcement, you trying to see something wrong. I'm not trying to see nothing wrong. I'm there with my people. Right? I'm there with the people. I'm not trying to see nothing wrong with them. I ain't scared of my people like that. Yeah, I know some shit can happen and it can go left. Yes, of course. Not ignorant to stupid to that, but I'm not there to push that. These people are literally through generations, and even this dude, so-called Officer Tatum, y'all are sent there to figure out who's doing something wrong. I'm not doing that. That is a difference, and I don't know why he don't understand that. You are sent there. Any police officer, they black or white, they are sent there to see if people are doing something wrong. Not me. I am there to deliver and help my people. You see what I'm saying? My intentions are different. I'm not there to, like, when I'm in the hood, I'm there to harm my people or to see something wrong with them. No, I got my shit I think about that could go wrong, but I'm not there to do that. I go there to help my people. These motherfuckers are going there to see something wrong with my people. To hurt my people if they get out of line, get out of pocket. Like, you get what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, get the fuck out of here, bro. All right, people, I'm out, man. Because, like I said, ain't nothing else to explain about this ignorant ass nigga. He's stupid. There's no way you think like that, bro. But like I told you, I broke it down. I told you, I'll go in the hood. It's a different method that I go in the hood when I'm in the hood. I ain't scared of my people. The reason I ain't scared of my people is I ain't going there to try to police them. I'm going there to service my people. This motherfucker goes there to a job to pretend that he cares about these people. He doesn't care about our people. He does not care about our people. No way, impossible he think that. But anyway, I'm out, people. Leave your comments. Hit the like button. Support your boy. It's your boy, Mr. Obia. Peace and love to the world.